football, and you're listening to Rap Rankings with Moulz, or shall I say Moulz and Mel. Triple B and double R's forever. You know how we gets down with the get down, Triple B style. Big Baller Brand is in the building, baby, and this how it goes down. Y'all gotta listen up. I got something to tell y'all. That Rap Rankings ain't no joke. They keeping it right and tight. And if you don't get right, y'all go get left. So listen up to that rap podcast, man. There's something interesting and entertaining. That double eyes. Keep doing your thing. But Big Ballers out, baby. And holla.
All right, Mel, I need you to start with, from me to you, go fuck yourself.
That's how we're starting? That's the
energy?
That's
how we're starting. Yes, that's how we're starting.
Oh.
Can you play it?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I can play it. I just wasn't expecting this to be how we were coming in. Okay, here you go.
This is something that's been on my heart and soul since... for a couple of weeks now.
All right, well, here you go.
From me to you, go fuck yourself.
Twitter user Rap Talk SK, you piece of shit. Okay.
I don't know who this is. I don't know.
No, this is the kid that Kendrick announced the album with. He quoted his tweet. He basically said Kendrick retired like years ago. Kendrick quoted the tweet to announce the album.
Right.
And he's been riding the clout ever since. Like, oh, Kendrick tweeted me. I brought Kendrick back. I'm famous now. No, he's an 18-year-old freshman. And for me to you, go fuck yourself, okay?
Did you?
I hope you flunk out of school
or something?
No. He's just been all over Twitter.
I haven't heard from him since. So I mean,
he's chasing the clout every day of I brought Kendrick back. Okay,
yeah, that's been.
He's an 18-year-old freshman. I hope he fails out of college and just. That's the worst thing that's the worst thing that I hope happens to him. I just don't want anything good for him in life.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah. Fuck him. He's basically Shrek Rap.
Got it.
But like as a human.
So see, Shrek knows Rap the human.
Right.
Okay.
That's it. I'm ready to talk.
Maybe he is Shrek knows Rap. Maybe he controls that account too.
He might be.
Who knows? But
anyway, welcome to the Rap Rankings first listen new album review of Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers by Kendrick Lamar. This is Moulz the Captain, joined by the Junior Captain, Mel. Mel, say hello.
Damn, white man telling me what to do. I can speak for myself. I'm Mel, okay? The Junior Captain.
I see what kind of energy Mel's bringing on this review right now.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just... It's all good. I'm just saying, as you should know this.
And you ain't black.
All right. We doing a proud, strong black man's album. So I feel like I should assert myself a little more. That's all I'm saying.
He's not that proud and strong on this album. He's not a proud, strong black man.
Really?
He's fucking white girls in Copenhagen or wherever.
We'll get there. All right. The person you just heard, by the way, that's Jesse. Say. Now I'm telling Jesse what to do. See how this works?
Aspiring junior captain or sophomore captain. Sorry, aspiring sophomore captain.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Captain Jesse, under Mel.
Aspiring sophomore captain, the third member of Rap Rankings, and we're here. Yeah, Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. It's been 5 years. And he's back with this album, and we're here to review it because we need the engagement and analytics and stats and stuff, not because we like to give you our thoughts that are half-baked and undercooked,
Right. Usually on the show, we wait a full year before we actually review an album, but...
at least a full year.
The first listen series, people want our knee-jerk first listen reactions, and for an artist like Kendrick, whose material at times can be pretty dense... I think a first listen is, it's a risky proposition, but I mean, this is such a big album that it's kind of hard to pass up the opportunity.
He's an A-list rapper. Look, I said before, I
hated the A-list rapper.
What'd you say?
He's the A-list rapper right now. Jay-Z hasn't come out since 2017.
Are we going to act like Drake doesn't exist right now?
I'm not acting like Drake doesn't exist, but almost... kind of you have an idea
on this album. We'll get there.
you have an idea of what you're going to get from a Drake album. Kendrick is the guy that keeps you in suspense. He's the guy that, strikes with the most anticipation, I think.
Sorry to tell you what to do again, but can you cue up the Laps fan drop for Jesse?
Okay.
What's the drop?
Here you go. You want me to hit it now?
Yeah.
What is it, real?
Okay.
What does that mean? How does that pertain to me?
I heard you say all that, and it was like,
Oh, sure, okay, okay, Mark.
all right. All right.
You know what I say to Moulz? You know what I say to Moulz Mel?
What's that?
Motherfucker, everything isn't about you.
Oh, sure it isn't, but everything isn't about Kendrick either, But I'll hit the drop for you. Here you go.
Motherfucker, everything isn't about you.
Folks,
I would say
believe
this
it or
album
not,
was more anticipated than CLB, I would think.
Of course, yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I would agree.
That's all I'm saying.
He made us wait longer for it,
All I'm saying is he's the
always
most
dropping.
anticipated guy. That's all I was saying.
Well, that resets now that he's released things. So
Not that he's bigger than Drake, but he's the more.
Yeah, now we're looking for CLB2, which is the new most anticipated officially.
yeah, look, I hate it that we had to do this because Kendrick is the kind of artist that's going to give you something to unpack, And these always suck, these first listens, because I don't want to tell you what I think off top, because it's always it's inevitably gonna change. I only heard it once. These suck too because I have to listen at home in headphones. I don't get that car listening, Like, but
It doesn't
this
suck.
is what
We're
they
good
want.
analysts.
This is what they want. No, yeah, I think we're competent. Yeah.
We're the best analysts in the game.
I just feel like, Jesse, the whole thing with our show is the actual show, Rap Rankings, that we do every week.
Multiple listens.
Multiple listens, and we give the album time to settle. We give it that
the benefit of the passage of time. It just look. We do these to funnel people into the mainline show.
You know what,
okay?
Mel? As a show of allyship, I'd like to read the ratings and what they mean. Yeah,
You're
the
gonna
rating
do the
system.
rating system.
We got to explain to people how the rating system works. And you know what? You're in Peoria, which is, oh God, okay, that's a mad city, full of potholes. And we know what's going on over there and who's treated the worst. So I'm saying take a load off. I got it from here, if you're okay with that.
I was just going to do it. It's fine. It's fine, Ally Moulz. I'll be okay to explain the rating system as I usually do. Even though
I'm drinking alkaline water, by the way, just so you know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's Mel reporting live from Peoria, Illinois, a.k.a. apparently like the worst city in America for African Americans. At least it was a few years ago. I don't know if it's changed.
It won't be for very long once I come through.
Yeah, we know. Moulz is going to be the mayor despite not showing up until the day of election. That's his plan.
Well, we're going to promote
anyway.
still. We're definitely going to put signs up and ads and videos and everything. But, like I said, someone else needs to be treated the worst there. And we're going to have to find out who very soon.
All right. Well, here's the rating system for those unacquainted with this wacky show of ours. The rating system is not wacky, and it goes like this. The rating system is simple. Each song is rated on a scale of 1 to 10. These numbers do not reflect the quality of a song, as that is indeterminable. Instead, each number reflects a level of enjoyment. In short, here's what each number means. 10 means this is a perfect song to me, one of my favorite songs of all time. 9 means I love it. 8 means I like it a lot. 7 means I like it. 6 means it's alright. I don't dislike it, but I can't say that I like it. 5 means I feel practically nothing about this. 4 means it's not the worst thing I've ever heard, but I dislike it. 3 means I dislike it. 2 means I hate it. And 1 means I absolutely can't stand it, one of the worst things I've ever heard. Side note, when you hear any of us add a plus or a minus to those numbers, understand those pluses and minuses have no mathematical or statistical value. They're merely indicators that mean one of two things. The first thing, it's like saying a strong or light version of that number. 7 plus, strong 7. 8 minus, light 8. Second thing it indicates is that the rating could go up or down in the future, which is especially, important for these first listens, So 7 plus, one day it could go up to an 8. feeling like it could be an 8 one day. It could drop too. 7+ could be a flat 7 one day, or a 6 or 5 or 4. You get the point. The ratings on this show aren't static. Okay, we got a whole segment dedicated to it called "I Was Fucking Tripping," where we come in and say exactly that. I was fucking tripping. Here's the new rating. But
most of my ratings are static.
So you're expecting that no rating on this album?
Most of them.
That's cap.
I mean, you've only heard it once.
I know how I feel. Some songs.
I feel you on that. I mean, most of the time, my ratings don't change either. But on first listens, they do.
I would say the harder a piece of music is to digest, the more chance it has to change.
Yeah. Right, but this album doesn't have any moments like You from To Pimp a Butterfly, where it was like, it's like so left that I don't know what's happening and I can't like figure out how I feel about it. This album doesn't have any of that.
Okay.
I kind of know how I feel.
We'll get there.
Anyway, the board. These don't end up on the board though, because
I don't even know what the board is yet. I mean, let me finish the rating system. Once every song in an album is rated, 3 separate ratings are determined: the takeaway rating, the average rating, and the weighted rating. The takeaway rating is the percentage of songs liked. That is, songs rated 7 or higher. For example, on a 10-song album, if you like 5 songs, the takeaway rating would be 50%. The average rating is the percentage obtained by dividing the sum of the song scores by the highest possible score that particular album can receive. For example, each song can receive a maximum score of 10 points, so if an album has 10 songs, the highest possible score would be 100 points. The weighted rating is the percentage obtained by adding the takeaway rating to the average rating and dividing by 2. Once we have those weighted ratings, we add those together, divide by 2. Well, that only applies to the main show. These ratings don't go on the board, the giant board of every rap album in history that you can find on raprankings.com. They don't go there because these are first listens. So, yeah, we don't even need to finish all that. You got the point. All right. When you hear these numbers, you know what these numbers mean going forward. All right. So that's the rating system.
Do you want to briefly, and I do mean briefly, give us background on your history with this artist around the table?
Sure. Kendrick Lamar, elite rapper at his peak. He does have a classic with me. He is one of the premier artists of our generation. I would agree with that. I would probably disagree with the masses as far as like what the highlights in his catalog are. But yeah, he is worth the hype. I just probably would deviate as far as the things that most people would say is worth the hype with him. So yeah, is that brief enough? I'm a Kendrick fan. That's what you should know coming in. I'm a Kendrick fan.
I thought Moulz asked, what was your history with the artist?
That's my history. I've heard all of his albums. I'm a fan. You know?
Oh, I thought that was like, what was your discovery point? I thought that was
No. Just, how where you stand on them. So going in, a listener who's never heard us before or has never heard us on Kendrick before knows who they're dealing with here.
Got it.
Yes.
Started out with the EP in 2009, hated him. Grew to understand him better 2011 South by Southwest when I saw him perform like a couple of months before Section 80 came out. He grew to be one of my favorite artists of the 2010s, minus Damn, and then probably my favorite rapper of the 2010s, minus Damn. And this is his first release in the 2020s, so I don't know how I'm going to feel about him yet in the 2020s.
Okay, cool. For me, I think Overly Dedicated was my entry point. And then everything from there. Eventually, I went back and heard the Kendrick Lamar EP and the No Sleep Till NYC mixtape with
Never heard that.
It's a decent tape. He's, him and J-Rock rapping over kind of like classic beats and stuff like that. Might be worth a listen. But I think Good Kid, Mad City being, that was his first major label album. I dug that album for the most part. I really liked To Pimp a Butterfly. I did not really like Damn so much. There were some songs on it I enjoyed. We did a review back in season 1, if you want to check our archives on the podcast feed. And I'm here now, honestly, with zero expectations other than I hope it's better than Damn.
I mean, yeah, y'all can listen to that Damn review of Damn. But It's not remastered yet. I actually need to remaster that. That was before I figured out how to actually mix this program. So it's available, but if you want to hear us peak very loudly at certain points and then be quiet at other points, then that's the episode for you until I remaster it. But yeah, we're all Kendrick fans here. I think it's safe to say we all also didn't really care for Damn. So we are hoping for a better album.
I'd say Kendrick fans to a varying degree. I mean, Mel and I are both fans, but we're not fans to the level of Jesse, I would say.
Right.
Question: did you not like Damn upon first listen, or
I immediately
with multiple
didn't like
listens?
It. I liked it more
with time.
I liked Jesse. It went up for me by 2 or 3 songs by the time we went around to do the actual review. But I still don't love the album. It's less than a 50% for me.
It went down for me over time. I was caught up in the lying to myself about how good it was. Maybe first couple of listens, and I was like, some of these songs I don't like.
Oh, okay, let's see. Maybe we hit the drops too early, Moulz. Maybe Jesse isn't the mark for Kendrick that we think he is.
He was just he has markish tendencies when it comes to Kendrick and Tyler the Creator and Blue.
And Blue, that's one album from 2007.
Below the Heavens review out now.
You guys buried it. We
know bury it.
We really did not bury it.
we know about you, Mel. Okay.
What?
I don't know if you've heard my latest call, but we know about you.
I think we have, but folks, it didn't get buried.
No, I left the call today.
Oh, today? Yeah, it came in. I didn't get to listen to it.
I think I liked damn near more than 2/3 of that album.
I like 8 out of 15 songs. Moulz 9 out of 15. That's not a burial. So not a burial. But anyway, that's
you like emo ass. You like emo ass. Fuck me over one more time, Mel. We know about you.
My God, why are we referencing Llama Beats records right now? All right, look, Kendrick Lamar. Okay,
it was played on this week in Moulz Mel.
Yeah, I know. I know where it was played.
You like that, but you don't. Yeah, and you ain't Blue. Let's move on.
That's
you ain't
all right,
Blue.
Yeah, let's move on. I'm not Blue. Okay. But I also didn't hate that album, so we got to stop this narrative. Anyway, all that's out of the way. What do you say we start? I'm feeling like this is going to be the Brisk Face sponsored by Lipton. I think we can be in and out of here,
Yeah.
I have fairly extensive notes because I was writing like Mozart, bro, when the music was playing, harmony, melody, I was writing like the ghosts possessed me or something. It was crazy.
Yeah, okay.
So I got notes. We'll be as brisk as possible, but we're not going to skimp on the analysis style,
We never skimp. It is Kendrick, so, I feel like there's a potential to get carried away, lost in all the concepts and whatnot, but let's just start. All right, y'all ready?
Yes. Do we have production credits, or are those not available yet?
I didn't bother
they
with that.
They are available.
Whatever. It's a first listen. Usually we skip that because we're gonna talk about the beat. All right. If you want to know who produced it, go look it up. All right. Okay. You know what I'm saying? All right.
So Jack Harlow gets production credits, but we're gonna skip them for Kendrick.
He wasn't even supposed to get production credits. Jesse just volunteered. Are you gonna volunteer again, Jesse?
That's a lot of names on this thing.
Fuck that.
There you go. All right. Here we go. Track 1, United in Grief. Gave this a 7-.
Wow. Gave it an 8-. Ding me, baby.
7+ so far. Jesse's not the mark.
Yeah.
The mark is here, apparently.
Yeah, I actually remember this record. I think a snippet of it leaked.
It
did.
did.
I remember the beat, the whole, I went and got me a therapist thing.
And the piano just plunking along. I remember that, yes.
Yeah.
How the fuck did that get out so long ago?
I don't know. Things be leaking. It's hip hop. But yeah, my notes. First listen to the album, I just was writing as I was listening. First things I think you hear. I hope you find some peace of mind in this lifetime. I was like, yeah, that would be nice. I agree. He's kind of just he's flying off at the mouth. What's a house with a better view? Family broken in variables. He's going all over the place. He's clearly having a therapy session. He's a lot on his mind. 20 million in taxes. The I guess catchphrase of this record, I presume he wants it to be something that people run with, this I grieve different. And I'm like, okay, that's classic Kendrick, you know, and that I kind of went, because it's like, it's not something to parade like a catchphrase. Like, because obviously he keeps repeating it and it's like, this is going to be something that catches on. I'm going to have to see this on Twitter and Instagram.
It's going to be a nobody pray for me.
Right. And everybody can't grieve different or they're all doing it the same, you know? But it's like, clearly he wants it to be something people run with. So I'm like, great, I got to hear this. But then he saves himself. I said, nice save, because he was like, everybody grieves different. And I'm like, oh, that's true.
Did you get the point of I grieve different?
What was the point?
No,
new listeners,
seriously.
Jesse thinks we're idiots. So that's like a.
I'm not saying you're idiots.
Okay.
I don't think you guys are idiots.
What was the point?
Well, my interpretation, at least, it was like a humble brag. Like the song is about materialism, that comes from him grieving. So he's saying, I grieve different. Like I got all this money to spend on all this, bullshit, all these cars. Okay, that's what he meant by I grieve different. That was one of the
implications. Like, I can buy me a car to cover up my grief. I can do this. I grieve different. Because we hear like, he said it in the same cadence and tone. It's like, I'm built different, the same sort of thing. But it's I grieve different.
Listeners, Mel is my best friend that I've never met. Okay, I don't think he's an idiot.
Wow, thank you.
Moulz is my best friend I've only met in real life one time. I don't think he's an idiot. We're not going to paint these narratives about Jesse tonight.
Wow.
Well, I'm going to hit
Jesse is here. He is against cancel culture. He is for free speech.
What?
I'm not.
All right, now Moulz is wow, and I don't know where he's going with this, but I'm going to hit this because Jesse touched me just there.
Aww. I'm not for free speech.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Not when it harms people like Dave Chappelle and all them people. Yeah, no, I'm not for free speech.
Well, you don't agree with Kendrick. You are actually not a Kendrick mark.
I don't agree with every point he makes, no.
I mean, I don't recall Kendrick saying I agree with free speech at any point on this album. I do recall him saying, like, what's cancel culture? I say whatever I want to say, this, that, and the other. I guess
he's got some lines I cherry picked, but we'll get to them. He's definitely making overtures, but not full on.
He definitely seems to be Camp Dave Chappelle, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm getting Chappelle vibes, but not overt Chappelle vibes. It's kind of in the ether,
Yeah.
But I like this song the best, 8-. You got more notes here, Mel?
Just my only other note is I was like, he keeps mentioning Green Eye. I'm like, okay, I'm going to assume that's his girl. And then by the end of the song, I said, still no insight into the album title, which is what I was really waiting on. But eventually it would make sense. So
I don't understand the album title at all.
You didn't catch all like the stepping at, certain tracks at the end of certain tracks. Like those, I guess those are the big steppers.
Yeah, there's like a
tap
step
dancers.
Team. Yeah, one of the steppers.
Fuck that.
Oh man. Okay.
Fuck is this, Savio Glover?
That guy.
Kind of a nut job, from what I recall.
Quick aside about him, I just remember in the 5th grade we had a poster of him like in our school, and like it looked very funny to me. Yeah, but anyway.
I think he was in Stomp, right, Jesse?
Yeah, my parents took me to all that Broadway bullshit.
All right, well, we know Jesse's not a Savion Glover fan.
I'm a fan. I'm just talking shit right now.
Oh, okay.
I respect the man.
He was stomping and stomping. You have to respect it.
If you're going to be tap dancing as a black man, you better be doing it like Savion Glover,
You were doing it inside a garbage can like Oscar the Grouch. I loved it.
Oh, brother. Okay.
You guys remember like the last year or so where West Side Gun ended an album with tap dancing?
No. What? I don't recall this.
It was like something about like the bricks got stepped on, the bricks got tap danced on or something. And it was an actual tap dancer. It was like the most ridiculous thing ever. Anyway, my notes. What is a bitch in a mini skirt? My notes say this might be fake art bullshit. Jazz.
Jesse was right coming in. I wasn't expecting these takes from him, but
Jesse's sounding like, I think could it be that we switched notes?
I think maybe the show is running off on like to hear him say a Kendrick song of all things is fake art bullshit.
I said might be from a first listen.
Right.
Then I said he's going crazy on the drum switch before the keys come back in. Still not pushing this past the 7+. When it switches up at the end, this might be the most advanced thing he's done musically. The song is about materialism that spreads out of grief. Me and Mel grieve different with that smut.
We grieve the same in that we use the smut.
We grieve different than Kendrick, is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, we do. We grieve different. Our chosen manner of dealing with the grief is smut. Now, we probably grieve different in our tastes in smut, too.
We're not gonna
so
talk
he's
about
right.
that now.
Everybody grieves different. You know, I'm going to hate the concept of grief being like tweeted as like some sort of flex. You know, like hashtag I grieved. This is all assuming it's even going to happen. It may not even happen. I don't know. But anyway. Yeah, why would anybody...
There's a tie-in, actually, I just realized, but whatever. In a later song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Moulz, you got notes?
Yeah, we got that bare piano up top. Kendrick, kind of a spoken intro before he drops into a double time flow over the piano. New sounds, like it's kind of like a reverse sample come in. And there's new elements that get added into the mix. Kendrick goes pretty hard with the flows on this one. The beat kind of changes up to something very up-tempo, sort of drum and bass, almost like Bombs Over Baghdad style of drum programming and, like a tempo change. And the piano and the reversed sounds from earlier kind of enter their way back into the mix, and everything sort of swells up as the orchestra comes in. And it's kind of hard for me on first listen to catch everything that Kendrick is actually rapping about, especially at the tempo he's rapping. But he seems to be touching on some anecdotal subjects here. I'm really into the music off top. I think this is definitely more in the vein musically so far, at least, because this album ultimately didn't end up being this. Felt like we were early on, like, definitely more in like Shireen's intro or Wesley's Theory territory than something like DNA.
Okay.
So he was using like the modern contemporary flows, but the music felt like something you wouldn't have heard on Damn. So I appreciated it. I thought it was a strong intro. 8-. It's actually my second favorite song on the album. So
wow. Okay.
It gets better from here, but only once for me.
Got it. Well,
and I like the therapist conceit, how we're like we're framing it like that.
Yeah, it's the whole therapist thing that is kind of framing the album. I'm glad to say was done effectively, in my opinion, because it could have been very head ass, but luckily it wasn't to me. So. All
right. Yeah, those are my thoughts. I mean, I think we're starting strong for sure.
All right. Well, y'all want to keep it going?
Yeah. Jesse?
Right. Oh, and 95. I gave my notes.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah, let's move on. Track 2.
No, I'm saying you ready to go,
Yeah, he's ready.
We have to, in the words of Moulz.
All right. Track 2, N95. Just quick question. That's the mask, right? Like the type of mask. Okay.
Yeah.
Flat 7.
6+.
7+.
These are
All right.
surprising ratings already from all of us, I have to say.
Really? I mean, yeah, it's been, yeah. I mean,
I did not expect Jesse to like this at all.
This song?
N95?
Yeah.
What is it, like the music, perhaps?
So, I mean, I wrote, he's singing in a very calm vocal tone, rapping over some very simple drum programming up top. I kind of liked it at first, and then these sort of like Cool and Dre, Miami Vice sounding synths come in, and I don't know, Keem is on like the ad-libs maybe. Kendrick's rapping in another double time flow now. This kind of reminds me of the stuff on Damn I wasn't that crazy about. Kendrick's doing a good job on the second verse, I noted. 6+ for now. He says, "What the fuck is cancel culture, dog?" Which is the first of many references to this.
Yeah, I believe after that line, he's like, "I say whatever I want about you niggas," or something like that.
Right. And then at the end, the synth is doing this like Watch the Throne warbly sort of dubstep.
It's crazy
thing.
you said that because I said this beat sounds dated like perhaps Mr. Nice Watch on Cole's album.
Yeah, because that's another
early 2010 stuff.
That's another one with the weird dubstep sounds in the beat.
Yeah.
That and Who Gonna Stop Me from Watch the Throne.
Right.
So
I mean, to that point, I don't dislike it, but I don't know if I like it. I need more time with it.
I don't like it. Honestly, the thing that ruined this for me was the synths that came into it. So 6+ because he does rap pretty good on that second verse, but I don't know. The element, I would have preferred this if it was more stripped down, kind of like how it started.
Okay. I said this is that sociological Kendrick, but it's actually working for me. This whole refrain, take off, he's been like trapped in this ever since Damn to me, like the Damn era. It's like, fuck you, fire, fuck to this and fuck to that. Like he'll just start getting into the, that flow where it's just like the setup word and then, just filling in the space with something. So we're taking off a bunch of stuff.
And that from DNA that I got.
Yeah. This is, I said it's
So fucked up now.
the record. He's talking about the world being messed up. Obviously in 95, he's like, you're back outside, but they still lied. To which I say, I don't know if he's saying like, I'm not sure if he's like, they lied about the virus. Cause I can't really be sure how Hotep Kendrick is at times, or if he's just saying
about
like
catching COVID on the album.
Yeah, I know he caught it. But even in that whole like sequence, I wasn't sure where he lied lied.
I wrote
the whole thing.
When we get to that, I wrote it down verbatim so we can look at it and not paraphrase it.
Okay, good.
It's not as crazy as you think it sounded.
No, it didn't sound but I was just like on first listen, I'm like, I'm not sure exactly where he stands on this, but it's whatever. I kind of took it as, at least as I personally feel.
I think this is a good time to just bring this up as a general sort of umbrella for this whole album. It's very obvious to me that with this album, especially on certain songs, somewhat on this one, but definitely on some others, he wants to create conversation.
Right? Yeah.
He wants people to talk about things, maybe things that are uncomfortable for people to talk about, but he wants people to have the conversations. That seems to be my takeaway from a lot of these songs. He's bringing stuff up that, there's certain sort of paradoxical, we know, Kendrick is a big Tupac fan. And there's certain paradoxical things about Kendrick that we'll get into a little bit later on. But.
Well, the thing about Kendrick is that I actually see it as, because whether he's aware of it or not, we're already having the conversations, and it's actually pretty fatiguing if you ask me. All the conversations that are being had.
All the conversations that we're having around every news story and situation and trending topic and whatnot. Yes.
No, it feels like, and this is just the Kendrick way of things, because he has a bit of a savior complex, if you ask me. I think he's trying to give us the end all be all statement on the conversation. He can't really help himself with that, And so, the conversations have been being had for years now. But whenever Kendrick comes through, it's like he presents his side of things, but it's always with an air of like, listen, like everybody shut up. I got it. I got it figured out. Here it is, And maybe he doesn't feel that way. It's just how it comes off sometimes. But
like he's trying to like big brain every single situation.
But at the same time, he's a big, he's big on making sure we know he's human and he doesn't have all the answers. That's tackled on this album too. But yeah, we're back outside. They still lied. I took it as like we outside prematurely because the virus ain't really went away. At least that's how I feel.
They're sort of burying.
They're choosing
statistics.
Commerce over civilization as usual.
Yeah, but we're getting lack of sort of transparency between.
Man, they've been fumbling this shit from the beginning.
No, but we're not even having access, and I think in certain places to like results, so we don't know how bad it is.
We don't know anything.
They're trying to make it seem like, oh, shit's totally back to normal. It's fine. Go on out and live your lives. Is that the case? I don't know. We don't have access to the numbers anymore.
We've been lied to by the government forever. We will continue being lied to by the government about everything. But I said this is that bullshit he be on from time to time, but I like it on this one. Sounds like I'm willing
What is
to
the
hear
bullshit?
the sociological Kendrick bullshit. It's like, here's King Kendrick to tell us how to feel, but it works here. He says, where the hypocrites at? What community feel like they're the only ones relevant? I think that's kind of commentary on how, it's like, you'll see on the timeline, it's like, those tweets that always get deleted because they be wilding, but it's like somebody in the Asian community is like, we showed up for blacks when it was time to show up for y'all. Why don't y'all show up for me? It's like, this is not supposed to be a competition, but it's like that kind of the same thing with any community, not to get too deep into the weeds, but it's like people are conditioned to look out for themselves and their own, but when it comes time to do the same for another community, they're a little hesitant, a little reluctant.
I don't want to be line stepper, Jesse, but I think they can be a little heavy-handed at times with the stop Asian hate stuff.
Brother. Yeah, all right, Jesse's alone on this.
May I explain myself, Mel? Before you...
Yeah, you can explain. I'm just letting them know ahead of time. This is whatever you about to...
I'm giving you an example. Someone today said...
I saw that tweet. I saw that.
Yeah,
go ahead.
That they were stopped for fare evasion in New York City by police because they were Asian. No, you were evading the fare. And that's all I'm saying.
Example. I mean, I would never be the one to even make the argument because it's just not I don't care to contribute to that discourse.
I ran into the same issue when I was a teenager, and they didn't stop me because I was black. I was evading the fare. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying I wouldn't even feel the need to give my 2 cents on that. Like, in that specific case, it may not be because they're Asian. It's because
that's the only thing that's the only thing I'm saying. Stop Asian hate, Black Lives Matter, all of it. Okay. Trans Lives Matter. We're gonna cover that later. Everybody matters.
What the hell is going on tonight?
No, I'm glad. I mean, he's right. We are going to cover that, but it's just the way.
I'm not
to be fair, and I'm going to get no. You're right because you weren't there. It's just that a lot of these songs, and I predicted this could be the way it was going to be going in. You can kind of sum them up as like, okay, this is the song about this, like Seinfeld episodes, like the one about transphobia, the one about gender wars. Like we're getting there. But yeah, I mean, flat 7, I like it. Maybe it could go up, it could go down because, like I said, the beat sounds like it could be kind of dated. And there's piano notes at the end. I'm like, maybe this is going to be a refrain on the album. Kind of was, kind of wasn't, but yeah.
At times it comes in, and I'm like, I feel like I'm at a play, and then other times it's just not around for quite a while.
Yeah. That's all.
Everyone read their notes?
Yes.
Okay.
And we must move on. It's imperative because it's a 2-disc album.
I didn't read my notes.
You go ahead.
Notes say he's going crazy. This is already better than Damn. More silly boy flows. Parentheses, you ugly as fuck will be huge on TikTok this weekend. Definitely new flows coming. Be patient, brother. I don't love this high-pitched voice. I don't love the intentional speech impediment. He says, will you shell your soul?
No, I didn't even catch that.
For sell your soul, like, yeah.
That's a Mel critique if I've ever heard one.
But it's like intentional, like, will you shell your soul?
I probably wouldn't. I mean, if I feel it's a stylistic choice, I'd be fine with it.
I don't love it.
I mean, assuming I like the choice, but
I don't love it.
All right. Yeah, is that all?
That's all.
The choice is yours.
Sure it is.
And yours alone.
All right, brisk pace. Let's get this done by 2 a.m.
Screwed by America, but yeah. All right, here we go. Track 3, Worldwide Steppers. Flat 7.
You a worldwide stepper, mad at me.
Lord.
I think I know why. Homie, you a worldwide stepper. You know, because we're doing the Get Rich or Die Trying right now, Mal.
Yeah, we know.
It's coming soon, folks. This Wednesday.
It's not
on the
that
feed. Excuse, I know it's not, but it's on the soundtrack to the movie.
Listeners, this is a tie-in since you just said this. Listeners, I implore you, go hear Young Estilo's Window Shopper review. Moulz brought it up. It's a tie-in. Anyway, we can move on. Rating
It's a tie-in.
Yeah.
7+. Ding me, baby.
I'm not the mark tonight. Flat 6.
I guess Kodak Black, who is a borderline narrator on this album.
He's also a borderline rapist, but that's another
We'll get
story.
there. We'll get there. So I guess this is confirmed to me, unless he mispronounced it, but he said okay Wama. So I guess I was right the whole time. That is the pronunciation. I still don't know what it means, but okay Wama. I said interesting beat.
I know what that is. I know what it is, Mel.
What?
It's George Massa? It's his version of OK Player.
Let's not do this. Let's not mention George Massa on this wonderful Friday morning at 1:30 in the morning. Let's not do that.
George Massa's ass is fat. We know about you.
Yeah. Well, the line is actually George Massa's ass is fat, but you decide. No, sorry. George Ass's mass is fat.
Yeah, we know about you.
Yeah. That was the I don't know what we're talking about. Anyway, an android processing and becoming sentient type beat. Like, I feel like the beat sounds like a robot who's like getting hip to the ways of humanity, and it's like slowly processing everything. And as a human, you have anxiety because you don't know if it's going to go Ultron or Vision. That's for my Marvel fans. Okay.
I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I take his word for it.
Be patient, brother. Okay. It's all good. Yeah, that's what this beat sounds like to me. I caught, he said, I'm playing Baby Shark for my daughter, like watching out for sharks. Baby Shark classic record. We talked about it in, I think Daniel was on for some review. It was some review with Daniel in it. Baby Shark's a classic. Let's not fight it. Said he had writer's block for 2 years.
Yeah, I noted that as well.
Yeah, he the ghost of Dr. Sebi, to which I just wrote word.
That's because I'm drinking that alkaline waters right now for the review.
What does watching sharks mean? Like he lives on the beach?
No, he's just watching out for the sharks. You know, the what's the word? Is that the word? Unscrupulous?
But
unscrupulous characters.
But in the note that he wrote on OKLlama.com, he said something about buying beach cruisers.
I don't think that's related to this line. I think he's just saying he's playing Baby Shark for his daughter. You know, trying to have a tender moment with his daughter, but also realizing that there are like sharks in the world that needs to protect her and himself and his family from. You know, I had to put a point in the Hotep column for the Dr. Sebi mention. And of course, I guess this is controversial. But this whole sequence about, you know, he's like, I don't know how to feel like the first time I fucked a white bitch. Okay. So he was 17. Her dad was a sheriff, and he's like, apparently this same sheriff locked up his Uncle Perry. So he says basically by fucking this white girl, she paid for her daddy, the sheriff's sins.
There's no way it was the same sheriff.
Maybe it was.
No, it's like figurative. Like the police did this, so I got back at the police. I'm sure
it could be fake. It could be true. I don't know. I think it was effective either way. He says later on, then he did it again in the Good Kid, Mad City tour. He says ancestors watching me fuck was like retaliation. I'm not sure what that might have been Kendrick word salad. Not sure what that meant. Yeah, he's this whole germophobic, hetero and homophobic. Not sure what that meant.
Well, that's a Eminem reference.
What, you know, homophobic, no, you just heterophobic? I mean, I know that line, but...
Yeah, I thought he was referencing that.
No, then what's the germophobic in there for?
I don't fucking know.
You know? He's got some blood talk on
It's
here.
the first listen, Mel. We don't know what's going on.
I'm doing my best here. He said he caught some bodies, you know, at some point in his life, he said, but not over red gradient, which I assume he means, you know, bloods, but something else. I didn't catch it on first listen. He started talking about high blood pressure, I guess, talking about the black community. Yeah, look, between the interesting beat and this like whole section about fucking white women, flat 7. All right.
Nice.
I mean, we know about you, Mel.
Yeah, you know.
You don't listen to no black woman.
No, I do, but listen, he was on his
white girl.
Okay, he was on that, and I understood. All right.
Can you isolate that drop for me, please?
That was a drop. Oh yeah, no, I'm supposed to do it. I was supposed to
dinner roll.
Ben done did it.
No black woman. You like to
be patient, brother.
Yeah, be patient, brother. I mean, actually, he's been patient. I was supposed to do it in between seasons, but my bad.
Oh, it's like the Vine archiving that you said you'd do for me.
Oh no!
I sent you the drop. You have it already.
I have it.
Save it. Yeah. I forgot I isolated it.
Yeah.
That's what Stilo said about you in the porn. Anyway, whose turn is it?
Either of y'all. It's whatever.
Okay. Well, I think, up top, we're hearing Kodak Black. He introduces himself, and the song with the step team stepping behind him. Beat comes in. Kendrick immediately starts rapping. Almost a sort of abstract delivery from him. Mentioned the writer's block line. He said, "Nothing moved me. Ask God to speak through me. That's what you hear now. The voice of yours truly." This beat is very abstract as well. There's no percussion for about a minute. He's rapping over a warbling, droning whoosh whoosh of sound. The pimpin' waves have turned to 10.
That's
Some
Pitchfork Moulz right here.
Some other plunking sounds start to come in around a minute in. Kendrick reminiscing back to his younger days. Memory dump threaded by the times he's fucked white women. Did he call himself hetero and homophobic? Interesting. Wonder if that's an Eminem reference. Then a beat comes in the last minute and change that almost sounds familiar to me. Jesse, was that a Dilla beat, maybe? 4 to 8 bars, it comes in and then it goes back away. The original beat comes back.
I would have to hear it again. I wouldn't know.
Okay. Well, House Shoes posted the album cover, and we were speculating what his involvement might be. It might
Ain't no
just be
involvement.
that.
He's just a mark.
Oh, he's just a fucking mark. Mel, hit the drop.
What?
What are you, a mark?
Oh, yeah. Well, while loaded, keep talking. 'Cause I gotta find this thing.
He says, redacted's killed freedom of speech. Everyone's sensitive. The industry has killed the creators. I'll be the first to say to each exec, I'm saving your children. We can't negotiate. There's a lot that he's tackling here. It's pretty dense lyrically, but it's also pretty interesting. And I like the music. I found the sort of abstract delivery with the whooshing beat. Remember when we did Supreme Clientele? There was that beat, Stroke of Death, where it's just like that record being spun back over and over again. I like the beat. Chris Rock likes the beat.
Yeah, we know about Chris Rock.
We know about him. He's
he
milking
liked the
this
beat.
getting slapped thing for all it's worth, I guess.
He liked the beat. That's what I'm just saying. He liked the beat. Enough with the slap. Everyone with the slap. Oh, the slap.
No. You can't everyone with the slap me. All right, you brought up Chris Rock. I don't even like talking about it. I'm just saying he's really milking.
All right, so you know what? When we do Big Willie style, I guess we'll have to talk about the slap on every song.
No, we don't.
All right, you said I brought up Chris Rock, so you got to bring up the fucking slap.
No, I'm saying, look, I know what they're thinking. Mel, how's he milking? He hasn't said anything. Exactly. That's how he's milking it. He's making us wait to say something.
He's
not making anyone wait.
He milked it on stage with Dave Chappelle recently.
Wow.
He did.
Pause.
He did his thing, you know. He at the
sick
Hollywood
freak,
Bowl.
Mel. A pause.
Look,
Moulz, are you trying to write for Pitchfork?
No, I'm not trying to write for fucking Pitchfork, Jesse. What the
Warbling and plunking?
That's what it sounded
Things
like.
can
I'm
warble,
trying to
Jesse.
describe the fucking music.
I don't know what that means.
things warble all the time.
I don't know what it means.
Like that, like warbling, like like a warble. You know what a fucking
Pitchfork
warble
Moulz
is?
Right there. I have no clue.
Pitchfork Moulz.
That's
You
not
know what?
Pitchfork
We
Moulz.
know about you. You tackled Dave Chappelle on stage.
That was
Okay,
me.
we saw you with your broken arm all twisted up.
Yeah.
Okay, don't tell me about no pitchfork. Okay,
That's the line dance those black people love. The warble.
The warble.
Mm-hmm. Hey, big
Listen.
girl, baby, back it up.
we got Pitchfork Moulz in the building right now, and I
We
want
know it.
$8,000 from my next review.
Yeah,
Give me 8,000.
we know it.
You ain't getting that. Anyway,
All right, my notes.
I got all the ethereal warbling your little hearts can handle. Hit me up.
all right. Yeah, Jesse.
My notes say I guarantee Kodak Black doesn't know who Eckhart Tolle is. I didn't need to know the first time Kendrick fucked a white bitch. Is he really admitting to cheating on his woman? Whitney asked did I have a problem.
You wouldn't be the first rapper. All right.
We'll get to it later.
Jesse,
yeah.
do you appreciate that Kendrick is very candid regardless of how he comes off to people? Like he is just like he's saying what has to be said in his mind. Like this is the therapy dump. Do you like
Right.
that? or do you wish some things were left unsaid?
It threw me off a little because now I kind of have to almost reevaluate like his whole catalog. A big part of his appeal to me was like, oh, this is like not like, you know, there's no such thing as a perfect human, but like this is like a really good guy. This is how we
did you ever find the drop?
I mean, there's this.
Was it real?
Okay, but the continuation of that, like, what are you, a mark? You know,
Jesse, come on. I mean, we don't know any of these people. They're just entertainers.
I know, but the persona that he gave off to the world was like, okay, I come from Compton. I'm like this saved by God person, and I'm here to just, you know, better the world. Like, he's never come off as flawed as he does on this album, or he's never admitted to his flaws.
That's kind of the point. He went to therapy.
Okay,
you know, and now he's sharing this.
He was hiding he wasn't hiding the flaws from the world. He was hiding the world from his flaws or whatever. But yeah, he was doing that until this album. So I thought he was like just like record clean of anything. You know, my whole thing in my head was like, oh, been with this girl since high school. You know, he's not like the typical rapper that cheats. That's what was in my mind. So it just kind of threw me for a little bit of a loop. That's all. You guys know who Eckhart Tolle is?
I don't.
He's like a Deepak Chopra type. And there's no way that Kodak Black knows who he is because...
Like a motivational guru?
Right. Yeah. And for Kodak Black to mention him, that just says to me Kendrick fed him that line. So yeah, Whitney asked, did I have a problem? Part 2 is for the Dusties. Freedom of speech is a bad thing when it's harmful. This is pushing the envelope, but it's still better than damn. Flat 6.
Oh, so he did say something about freedom of speech on here?
He says it on multiple tracks. I'll bring it up again at some point.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well,
Jesse tackled Dave, twisted his arm up, but he's here, which is the most miraculous thing about the whole situation.
Yeah, that was me. And then Chris Rock said, was I Will Smith?
Don't remind me about that whole conversation. All right.
What whole conversation?
No, it's just people act like people have never rushed stages before. Like they had to act like it was somehow tied to Will Smith. It's like, come on, man. What are we doing?
Chris Rock made a joke about it.
I'm sure he did.
His joke was that Will Smith that rushed the stage?
He was there, Mel. He was there when it happened.
He was on stage.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. I'm just saying, you know, people have been running on stages and courts and playing fields forever. Like it's this whole narrative. It's like, oh my God, this is going to condition people to do this. And what about our comedy? It's like, all right, with the fucking comedy. Okay. Like
it happens way too much at rap shows. Like
I've never seen it happen before at a show.
It's
Nobody's
always
gotten that comfortable to try to get up on stage.
Not to rush the artist, but to like get up on stage and be like, oh hey, I'm the cool white guy. Let me wave at the crowd. I'm in the show now. Like it's happened at so many shows I've gone to.
Wow.
And the artist had to be like, just get the fuck off the stage. You didn't see the clip?
You were the guy that tackled Dave, but that must have been me.
Did you see the clip where Sean Price like slapped the hell out of a white kid?
Yes.
That happens so often. Sean Price, R.I.P.
No.
I mean, he's from Brownsville, Brooklyn. His instant reaction was just like, you know, safety first. I'm gonna smack the shit out this kid.
Don't run on stages, folks.
They used to happen a lot with Bronson too. He used to have this thing where it's like he was tackling kids. Kids were like running on stage to be hit by.
Well, it became a thing. Like they wanted to be tackled.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
Jesse, any other thoughts here? Or?
That was it.
All right, let's move on. Track 4, Die Hard, featuring Blast and Bruce Willis.
Is that how you say it? Blast?
Yeah, I assume so.
Blixt. I don't know. That's what it says to me.
Yeah, Blixt. And
where'd you get Bruce Willis from?
Die Hard.
Oh.
Yeah, right. It was stupid. It was stupid.
6 plus.
Yeah. I earned that. This is cool. And Amanda Reefer, although I had
think
Spotify
Rifer.
like Rifer. I say Reefer. Yeah. Reefer. I had it minimized, so all I said was Amanda at first, and my brain thought it was going to say Amanda Diva. And I was like, wow.
I thought I was going to say Amanda Bynes since we just heard her new track. Mel.
Diamonds on my neck and my... Whatever that song was. Yeah. Anyway. Flat 6 on this.
Oh my God. Listen. All my Kendro heads, put your hands up and wave them around because your good friend Moulz is still in town. I got a 7.
Like this?
Yeah, give it a 7. Think me, baby.
That's a shocker. Jesse?
This is... oh, yeah, my bad. Jesse?
Flat 7.
That's wild.
I thought you gave this a 6.
What's that?
Hold on. I thought you gave this a 6. That's why I said I'm the only one. I'm alone.
No, Worldwide Steppers was a 6.
Oh,
Jesse
you gave the
gave
Die
it a
Hard
7.
joke a 6.
Yeah, the joke was a 6 plus.
I got it. Yeah, okay, my bad. So you like this. Moulz and Jesse connect. Mel's in the cold. Listen to his Amando Bynes music on his Zoom.
I have not heard that since we played it on the show. So,
Okay.
and RIP to my Zoom. I still have it. It probably still turns on. It's just the screen cracked from that big ass van that ran over it out front the Marriott in San Diego, but whatever.
Well, Mel, since you don't like it, why don't the player haters ball can commence? You get your hating ass thoughts out of the way, and then me and Jesse can appreciate Die Hard.
All right.
Who's your boy again, Mel, that you just did the mix for? Oh yeah, John O'Polygon. I bet you like Amanda Diva and John O'Polygon. Neon
I
Green.
actually don't like that record.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They have a record. I think they have 2 records together.
Yeah.
I like Amanda Diva, Mickey Fax, and Currency from the Currency. This is no mixtape or whatever.
She has 0 good songs. Let's move on.
No, it was a good song. Food for thought. You didn't like it?
She has 0 good musical appearances.
Well, I didn't say her appearance was good. I said it was a good song.
I haven't heard it.
All right. Said beat his eye. This reminds me of what a Damn 2 would sound like. This feels beneath Kendrick, feels like a record anyone could make, unlike the previous 3 songs. He says, we all got enough to lie about. Yeah, it's true. Something about my demons, blah, 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 as a pet peeve. Enough about the demons already, contemporary artists. I said, Blast is singing like what I imagine Drake on Donda would sound like. This Amanda lady, ... is there. She says something that sounds like Cocoa Puffs, and those are my notes. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I felt like this is the first beat that doesn't have some sort of caustic element to it. It's like the most mainstream sounding beat we've heard so far. Almost Hold On, We're Going Home adjacent drum programming, and a little bit reminiscent of stuff like These Walls from Pimp a Butterfly, but more so I'd say the record, like to me, that it like Love and shit like that, like some of the more R&B tinged stuff on Damn, but better. That's how I felt about it musically. Hearing some singing up top, I didn't know who these people were. I see Blast occasionally credited.
He had a good
things,
feature on the latest Rick Ross album, that Make It Out Alive. I liked him on there.
This person has not stood out to me, nor have they offended me yet, which I guess is good because, like, Don Toliver fucking sucks. I hate him. Who's the other one, Mel, that I don't like?
I don't know. You don't like a lot of people.
Giveon.
Giveon is way better than Blast. Or whatever.
John Toliver.
No, I'm not a fan.
And Blast, like, I don't know. I mean, Blast is less irritating to me. I haven't heard anything that's standing out necessarily. There's some decent vocal melodies from Kendrick here. Again, almost Drake-esque. It's kind of catchy. I wish the drums didn't knock as hard as they do, but I like the drum pattern. I wouldn't say the singers are exceptional, but they're not bad. This is a nice and easy little joint. Not some shit to chew on like the last one. And then we get some sort of orchestral touches at the end. That's about it. Just enjoy it. There's not much to this.
Oh, I know. Jesse?
There's a lot of people on this. Thundercat is on this somewhere. But anyway, notes say this might be the radio hit. Here we go with the sing bullshit. This is Loyalty Part 2, basically.
Loyalty. That's what I meant. Not what I say.
Right.
Love.
Loyalty Part 2, basically more God talk. This could go down to a 6+, but it's at a flat 7 right now.
Join me, Jesse.
Gotta play it some more.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of can meet you there. Like, I could potentially see this going down, but at first pass, I thought it was fine.
Okay. Well, it's okay if you were fucking tripping because
this is the first listen.
There you go. All right. We moving on?
Oh boy, we gotta move on. It's imperative, it's important, it's improper, but it's impenetrable.
Proper?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, sorry to move on, folks, but track 5, Father Time, featuring Sampha. 6+.
Wow. Flat 9. Best song on the album.
No, you're kidding, right?
Flat 9. Best song
on the album. Are you serious?
Yeah.
And this, Mel, this is the man that had such a critique for me going high with my ratings. 7+.
Moulz is shocking.
First
really
listen, 9.
Right.
Love it. One of my favorite songs of the year.
No such thing as a first listen 9.
What?
No, it can be a first listen 9.
Jesse,
it can
you
be a first listen anything.
You gave a song a 10 on the bus to first listen.
I gave no 10s on that.
I remember all these things.
I gave no 10s.
You gave a 9 to that. You gave a 9 to the intro, at least.
It popped me, 90s nostalgia.
All right, well, this popped me, okay? I'll talk about it.
Pete Rock going, whose world is this?
We don't care, okay?
You hear these guys over here? Get a load of these guys.
Anyway. Where's that Oscar, as a matter of fact? This is how we thought about Pete Rock coming and doing that nostalgia. It's not a Nas album. Why is he doing that?
Oh, no.
Paying tribute to the 90s.
Well, it's over. 90s over. Hit that Oscar.
Fine.
We don't care!
You gave a 9 on a first listen. Don't tell me I can't give no 9s on a first listen.
That was before I had mastered the rating system.
Get the fuck out of here. All right? The fuck out of here.
I was still semi-new to the show.
That's fair.
So why do we even read the rating system to them if we can't give out 9s?
You still need it. You can give out. Look, you can do anything you want. It doesn't make you exempt from being looked at like you crazy. You know. But look, you gave us a 9. I'd like to know why. Why do you love this?
Okay, so I'm just gonna read what I wrote, and if it's not good enough for you motherfuckers, I don't give a damn.
It's okay.
I don't give a damn. You go pimp your damn butterflies, because I'm a good kid in a damn mad city. Okay.
All right. Okay. Yeah, all right.
So this episode is untitled and unmastered.
It is untitled. Well, no, it's mastered. Mel always puts a little bit of sweetening on the audio.
And it is titled.
I do what I can.
Yeah, it is actually titled as well. Mm-hmm. All right, but we're overly dedicated to bringing you a product that, to me, is I have nothing for Section 80. Listen, the orchestration picks up where the last track left off, and you hear, you really need some therapy. Woman tells Kendrick, he refutes it. She pushes back. Cascading
real
pianos.
nigga don't need no therapy. You sound stupid as fuck. Everybody's stupid. It was a great opening monologue. It was great.
Yeah. Audio cinema.
Yeah.
We hear the steppers in the background again. Then Kendrick starts spitting over a reverse soul record. Then the beat drops. Hoo boy! This is that shit. Kendro spitting with passion and conviction in his anecdotal bag again, discussing memories and life lessons. The music is no longer reversed, by the way. I am really digging this production. Sampha with a pretty upbeat chorus vocally for him.
No, all the disrespect you didn't show him, Sampha. It's just Sampha over the years. I don't want to hear from you.
What are you talking about? I give Blood on Me a 10. Where are you coming up with this stuff?
You gave it. No, you always. Oh no, what is it? No, you always say that people sound like Sampha, right?
Yeah,
that's
what is wrong with you?
Okay, so you like Sampha.
What kind of person are you?
So much in a negative sense.
Who are you, and what have you become? And what? I mean, you're just a piece of shit. Shut up, okay?
What's all right?
I'm giving this a 9. Okay?
We know you love it.
Sampa with a pretty upbeat chorus for him vocally.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, like, oh girl, you really need some therapy.
All right, I do once a month.
Hey, me too.
You know,
we cry together.
We cry together. All right, I wrote I dig this one a lot.
Count me out of therapy.
He said I got daddy issues.
Did you say they threw you out?
I said count me out of therapy.
Oh,
it's a song on this album called Count Me
Out.
Out.
Right. Yeah, okay, that's a bar. Right, okay.
I went for like 19 months. I'm done with therapy. I probably should go back though, but whatever.
Hey, you know. Whatever works for you. Yeah.
Anyway, he says, I got daddy issues. That's on me. More stories of tough love from his dad. He said, his mama died. I asked him why he going back to work so soon. His first reply was, son, that's life and Bill's got no silver spoon. That hit me a lot because, you know, I'm just thinking back to when I lost my mom. I lost my mom when I was young. And my dad was with me for, you know, a couple weeks in the aftermath of that. And then he went back to work, and that was, you know, like something that kind of brought back that memory for me. And this one really was hitting me on a personal level. Then he kind of gets into some talk about Kanye. He felt some kind of way because Kanye made up with Drake. Interesting confession. I appreciate his honesty, but I don't know about like that or the everything I am flip in the second verse. It kind of took me out of the song for a second. And he continues to get into, you know, the father subject matter, talking about those without fathers. And we get into the reverse sample again. Sampa returns. Overall, despite a small nitpick that I have in the second verse where he kind of goes off track for a moment, I think this is one of my favorite Kendrick records and definitely my favorite on the album.
This is an opportunity where I had to remind the audience, you know, of the rating system. I'm not saying, the numbers aren't saying if it's good or bad. It's our personal enjoyment or lack thereof. With that said,
keep that in mind for the next song.
Okay. With that said, this is a 6+, not because I think it's an effective deconstruction. Look, to be clear, so at this point in the album, I asked myself, so is this album the therapy session? Like his fears that he came into therapy with, plus what he learned from therapy? This will be confirmed later on is basically, yes, that's the concept of the album. So to me, it's like, okay, this is the record where he deconstructs toxic masculinity and the effect of toxic masculinity in his life. 6+ for me, because although I think it was an effective communication of these things that he's learned in his deconstruction of his life, I don't personally need the record. I don't believe I have daddy issues as far as I know. I love my dad, and I wouldn't use this review in this moment to unpack any issues that I may potentially have and don't know about. But I think it's an effective record for what it's supposed to be. I just don't need it. You know, like I don't need to listen to this. Like, so 6+, because it's like, it's all right. Like but I can't picture myself playing this again. You know, like yeah. And the thing about the Drake Ye beef, this gets touched on later on too, if you ask me, but like clearly, yeah, there is some sort of palpable thing between Kendrick and Drake. It's no denying it anymore.
I get the vibe from the line that like he was almost like disappointed in Kanye for folding.
Yeah, he's team
and just
Kanye. Like you know, he says, I was slightly confused, not as mature as I think I am, got some healing to do.
You know, we've heard Kodak already. He's going to be on the next song on the Interlude as well. And I can't help but think of like Kanye bringing the recently canceled DaBaby and Marilyn Manson and Tentacion and all those people on Donda.
Yeah, we'll touch on that because I get a similar energy with this whole Kodak narration thing. But the song "Grown Man with Daddy Issues." All right, he's being reflective. He's taking himself to task, and it's effective.
Right.
I just don't need the record.
I don't necessarily like relate to that sentiment, "Grown Man with Daddy Issues," but there was just that specific line that really hit me, and you know, just me and my dad being from different eras, and that tough love of his era, you know, and my sort of era of, I don't know, we're just a little less like, we came up less harsh. We came up more, you know, protected in a way.
Yeah, it's true. But
I appreciate
look.
his honesty. Again,
As do I, because I'm sure it's going to help many people. I just don't need to listen to this record, you know?
I just appreciate the fact that, he's taking this approach, because oftentimes, even though he is sort of broaching uncomfortable subject matter sometimes, I like that he feels sort of untethered to the expectations from like the music industry, where a lot of people just kind of go along to get along. They're not trying to rock the boat. He's bringing up potentially divisive subject matter that could affect, I think, his audience going forward, but that seems to not really be a concern for him. He'd rather just make the challenging, confrontational at times art. So I appreciate that about him.
All right. Jesse?
My notes say more Eckhart talk. Eckhart Tolle. Versus was the one who initially told me about him. This song starts with boom, 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 boom drums, meaning West Side Gun. Sampha is balls, Batty, and Dick singing. This is hit. Anytime a British person does anything, I'm gonna call it balls, Batty, and Dick.
That's unfair.
If there's a British UK soccer team, it's balls, Batty, and Dick soccer. That's all.
I mean, that's kind of where soccer, one of those countries where it's most popping. So, I mean, to call it that is. Anyway, I attach the British accent to the term balls, Batty, and Dick. That's all. Jesse's referencing this, folks.
One slap cuffs on me, take me to custody, and look at my balls, Batty, and Dick.
So there you go.
Moulz, you know about that Omar from the UK? From OK Player? You know about him. Yeah, he was on Common's Electric Circus or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Omar, the piano player?
He's a singer.
Oh, okay. Maybe not then.
He's all over Electric
He's
Circus.
on Electric Circus.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen the name. But no, he has who's Common's... He had like a pianist live, and I believe his name was Omar or something.
Kareem Riggins?
Penis?
No.
We're not gonna go on these tangents, Mel.
I heard penis. All right.
Yeah, there's a classic. Now you're forcing me to go on a tangent.
I ain't forcing you to do nothing.
There was a classic dance hall song where it's about like this woman that wants the pianist, but he's talking about penis, and yeah, it was like a play on words.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, then my notes say this is hitting a little hard as a grown man with daddy issues. I think this is probably the only song that I really like of all the heavy subject matter that like hits close to home. And I ain't been through I don't want to spoil nothing else coming up on the album, but I haven't been through any of the other heavy things coming up on the album.
Okay.
But this one hit hard.
Well, have we all gotten our daddy issues or lack thereof out of the way?
I think so.
I don't think they're resolved, but yeah.
Wow, I appreciate your honesty.
All
right, well,
I'm doing good either way.
That's the way to be.
Is it?
All right.
And I think it's Omar Edwards.
Omar Lyfook. Ly-Fook. He's from the UK. He's a balls body dick legend.
I don't think
he's on the hustle by Common. The guy boom boom thing. And then he's on the God Everywhere song from Electric Circus. He's all over that album. Omar Ly-Fook. Soul singer. Balls, body, and dick legend.
All right. Shout out to Amalu. Can we continue?
What is Amalu?
Don't worry.
You'll see. Wait for the Get Rich or Die Trying episode to drop.
Oh, brother.
All right. Track 6, Rich Interlude. 6+.
Moulz Mel Connect 6+.
I don't want to give my rating until I read my explanation, so.
Okay.
All right, well, then you should go first.
8+.
Oh, wow.
Very simple explanation. I'm very entertained by Kodak Black being a coon over this serious piano.
Oh my god.
Oh,
The juxtaposition of, like, it was so wacky that I was entertained. Like, why do you have this serious piano while he's talking all this craziness?
Mel, is this the second time we have to issue a disclaimer?
No, I'm gonna let him get it off as long as people know that came from him and not either of us. And I also will hit him with this.
Come on, Jesse.
Okay.
What was he talking about? Nonsense.
This is where I'll meet you. Okay. This comes on. I said, "Oh no, more Kodak." What is the industry's fascination with him? I'm literally asking because I don't listen to him. I think it's this like idea that he's real because everyone seems to respect him. But I've seen the reports. He seems like a jackass. Good performance here, though. The line, "What are you doing with Kendrick? What are you doing with the legend?" As he's self-aware. And I said, this is an artsy move to put Kodak on piano, you know?
What do you rate Tunnel Vision, Mel? It's a good song.
Is that the one where he's like, amazing?
Yes.
I haven't heard it enough to give a rating.
It's a good song.
I like Lockjaw by French Montana that he's featured on. That's a good song. That's an 8.
That's a good song.
Bite down. Bite down.
If you gotta understand, because my jaw keeps locking. Yeah, that song is.
That's a good song.
A good song.
I'm not a project baby no more. I'm a suburbs dude.
What?
You haven't seen that clip?
No.
Never mind.
Is that a Kodak Black clip?
Yes.
Okay. Look, I said I'm interested, but I'm not in a hurry until I hear that he has addressed his many allegations. So, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to fall for this like fake art, you know, like Jesse, I kind of feel you because it's like, oh, it's the classic, like, let's do something. Let's put Kodak Black on piano. You know, it's like, okay, all right. You know, you can't trick me with that. Come on. All right. That's such a pitchfork ass move, you know?
Well, Pitchfork Moulz is here. I did give this a 6+ though. So they haven't, they haven't
probably
fully
already hit the buzzer. I don't remember.
You hit it already.
Okay.
Bare piano again. Kodak Black doing some sort of spoken word gimmick. Piano begins to pick up in speed as he continues. Yeah, this is Kodak doing his best Big Rube impersonation. This is all going to be dependent on the song after this interlude and how well it goes into, the next song, how well it serves the next song. Is it just here or does it have a purpose?
I'll put it in the chat, Mel.
I would...
this clip? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like this if it went into a beat that sounds like how this beat sounds, but I need to hear the next song and if it's going to complement this in order for me to put it over.
I hear you, Moulz. I was just watching the clip that Jesse sent.
And then I had to come back, so I listened to the next song, and then I returned to my notes here. Back, it didn't complement it. I would have put this over if it went into it well, but the two songs musically, tonally, didn't really work together. This and Rich Spirit, which comes next. So 6+. If the next song that came on after this sounded like the intro did, with all those pianos and everything, okay, then this would be a apropos intro for it. But we get into something that's totally different musically than this, and I didn't appreciate the tonal change. So 6+ on this.
All right. Well, are we moving on?
We have to.
Track 7, Rich Spirit.
12 songs to go.
Yeah. I prefer Rich as in Spirit by Rich Homie Quan. 6+ on this.
7+.
Flat 7. Yeah, flat 7.
I guess I'm the real Mark.
At least for now. It comes on, and I'm initially interested. I'm like this stereoed bass line.
Mm-hmm.
but didn't really, not much beyond that. Stop Playing With Me Before I Turn You to a Song. Said this is another Damn 2-esque record. Said I would never live my life on a computer. If I could do it all over again, I wouldn't either. Maybe. I probably would still. Anyway.
You would.
Yeah, you're right, because that's what that smut is. So, he said, my cousin tried to sue me like he got the privilege. More
was that about Cousin
personal.
Carl?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not privy to the family tree of Lamar. I don't really know. Is it Brother Flow on verse 2? Yeah, I mean, I said at this point, I'm feeling thankful. There's not too much to chew on. It's not the album where I figured, we've gotten some weighty subject matter, but this isn't like the grand, social commentary opus that I was fearing for a first listen. So, yeah, 6+ on this.
Moulz, you read your notes?
No. The beat is the most West Coast sounding beat that we've heard so far. I heard bass notes that sound distinctly DJ Mustard adjacent. We get some vocal samples and some snaps. Musically, this wouldn't have sounded out of place on the latest Vince Staples album or even the self-titled one before it. This is a catchy, little low-key, relaxed slapper. Third verse, he's doing a take on his Family Ties Brother flow with him for half the verse, ending his bars with that before switching it up a little bit. Very catchy. This is the element of this album, but way more West Coast. 7+. So yeah, damn-esque for sure. But just like on Die Hard, I think he's nailing the Damn sound better on this album than he did on Damn.
That was Soundwave and Dahi.
This one?
Song. Yeah.
Okay.
Notes say the broken phone thing is pretentious. He mentions his phone was broken, like, you're wealthy, get a new phone or whatever. That's his way of saying, like, oh, he's not in tune with what's going on in the world. Brother Flows took this to a 7. Bitch, I'm Attractive is wacky. That's all I have.
Hey, quick aside. This group chat is not liking this Kendrick album.
Wow.
Briar said, I forgot my password, so I created a new one on iTunes just for this nigga Kendrick to drop a Rikishi stink face. Yeah, there's a lot of spicy talk going on about this album.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
I like it. Just like Kendrick, I like people being candid and giving raw thoughts,
The world's starting to sound like rap. I mean, we aren't usually this like, spicy with our talk. I'm flying to Ghana to tell Kendrick to take his crown off.
Wow.
Jesus.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. I've been very high on this album so far, but I think we're at the exact point of the album where things kind of fall off the fucking rails a little bit. Am I wrong?
Let's get to it.
Kendrick told us he spent months without a phone, clearly without producers, too. This nigga Kendrick dropped Uncontacted Tribes music. Oh man! All right, I didn't think it's that bad. All right, we got to finish this review because I'm getting like they're overdoing it. They're overdoing like you're treating him like he's Jack Harlow on here. All right, here we go.
I love a good burial, no matter the target.
I mean, I like creative disdain, but I don't think this. All right, let's just get there.
We're getting into a point on the album where, at this point, I'm thinking, before this next song comes on, I'm like, okay, this might be in the running so far, the way things are going. This one might be in the running for best since Pimp a Butterfly. Maybe better than Good Kid, potentially. Let's see where this goes.
Fuck no. Fuck no, baby. No, this is not better than that. Than Good Kid. Sorry for spoiling my ratings.
That's Jesse. That's what I'm thinking. 7 songs in.
Oh,
Keep in mind.
I feel you.
This album cover don't look like how this album sounds. How did he do this? Why did he do this?
It doesn't.
This is the Stanford Prison Experiment.
Holy shit.
What's the Stanford Prison Experiment?
Wait, I almost fainted. Oh man.
What is the Stanford Prison Experiment?
Look, they're just wow, and they're talking that colorful shit.
How can I get into this group chat? Because the group chat I'm in, I kind of don't like these people.
What? You're in a group chat with me and Mel, Jesse? What the fuck?
I'm talking about my college friends.
Moulz. He's talking about his other chat.
I'm talking about my college friends, the misogynists.
Yeah. All right.
That's not even a group chat. It's like a Twitter chat. I'm talking about like a phone group chat.
Oh, the phone gimmick. Oh my! This is not a phone. This is a Skype.
It's a Skype group chat?
Yeah, it's not a cell phone group chat. What do you think?
I've never heard of a Skype group chat.
Well, this is the last, like literally the last one.
Oh. Well, how can I get in? Because the ones with my college friends, I don't love that one.
Yeah, it's in processing. I'm gonna tell you right now, we might make a separate chat because this chat there's a sacredness to it. You know, we don't want to disrupt that dynamic and that chemistry. So we'll have a separate chat with with Jesse included. You know,
I'm not.
It's not you.
I'm not
it's
gonna
us.
leak anything.
No, it's nothing like that. It's just we gotta preserve the chemistry. Yeah.
Right,
anyway,
let's move on. We have to move on.
God, it's Ratchet Happy Birthday and 305 to My City all over again. All right, let's
Those
keep
are
going.
good songs. What the hell?
No,
man?
I like
Leave
those
that
songs,
group
but I
chat
know what they're
alone so we
saying.
can get this show done.
Yeah, Mel, are we
keep
doing
going.
live from the group chat? Or are we doing first listen?
No,
Moulz Mel and
let's
Jesse.
do it.
No more dispatches, please.
Okay.
All right.
My
Or
phone
do
was vibrating.
go do Bozo Island if you want to get that in here.
It was vibrating. I'm off it. Let's move on. All right, let's go. Track 8, We Cry Together, featuring Taylor Page. Apparently this was controversial. 7+.
Oh my god. Go ahead. I'm listening. Moulz.
6-.
4+.
I think everybody's taking this record way too seriously.
That's interesting.
Which is probably what he wanted. This was just like a comedic cinematic masterpiece to me.
I agree.
Masterpiece?
I wouldn't go that far. And you gave it a 7+.
Comedic. This is
a
audio
masterpiece,
cinema. Is it
if
not
it's a
audio
masterpiece,
cinema?
how you only giving it a 7+?
Because this topic, I don't care about as much as I would for something that would have to be.
This is apparently a very divisive record from my brief
taking
skim
it way too seriously
of the timeline. I hear singing up top, and then I'm thinking, is this going to be some new age bullshit? But I'll be honest, his music has been excellent on this album so far. So I'm just going to watch it play out. And then when the beat kicks in, it almost sounds like a Griselda beat, like something off a Conway album or something.
It's Alchemist.
Oh, okay. There you go.
The beat dropped, and I'm like, wait, Ghostface is on the next record and not this one?
Yeah. So basically, this is like in the vein of, the Busta Rhymes and Rhapsody record from ELE Part 2 that we did.
I didn't like that.
Domestic Violence from the RZA album we did in season 6. Mamacita, Shades of Mamacita from Aquemini. We got a little bit of
that.
Kim by Eminem in here.
It's in a long lineage of ill-advised gender war records, but
yes,
this one has an entertainment
I'm going to say
value.
this. I'm going to say this. Yes, but rarely on these records do the women really get their shit in to the level of Taylor Page on this record.
Exactly.
She really gets her shit in. Kendrick's going hard off top. He's totally fired up. He's arguing with this woman. The woman's rapping back and yelling, fired up to him too. I was making those comparisons in my notes to those records I was mentioning. This is very theatrical, very cinematic. It's arguably a lot more uncomfortable as they start cussing each other out and throwing shit at each other. She starts crying and rapping. I really like her performance here.
Yes.
And then after a while, I just wrote, all right, enough of this. Now they want to have makeup sex. The steppers have returned. Then someone says, stop tap dancing around the conversation. And then the song ends, and that's it. And like, I was at points entertained. At other points, I started to get kind of irritated and put off by the subject matter. But I mean, people seem to be really upset about this. The whole timeline is a buzz right now about this one record.
I'll say it right now. No, I mean, people hate me enough. Let me not say it.
I didn't
say it, Mel. It's your show.
I didn't hate this record. That's all I have to say. I appreciated what he was going for in terms of the theatrical aspect, the performance aspect of it. I didn't enjoy this as music, though. I like their performances.
I'm going to say the nice version of what I was going to say. Jesse, I think people, they just got worked. They got worked. All right. And it's probably what he was going for. I mean, we've gotten the toxic masculinity record, right? This is the gender wars record. It starts out with, this is what the world sounds like. I disagree. This is what the Twitter world sounds like. It's just the constant back and forth. No one actually listening to each other and just eventually devolving into just sex without ever resolving anything.
Was this the fucking Zendaya
I saw
movie
coming a
on
mile
Netflix?
away, by the way.
Is that what
What's
this
that?
is?
No.
That Zendaya movie on Netflix? I didn't watch it, but the black and white one where they're having sex and arguing and whatnot?
They didn't. They
didn't have no sex.
They didn't have.
Yeah, that's right.
Mel watched just to see some Zendaya sex. There wasn't no sex in it.
That's an contract, right? She won't do anything like that.
She had some sex.
At least not yet.
She
Euphoria?
had some. She had some sex, but it was like fully clothed.
Yeah, I don't watch that show. I asked the group chat. They said I wasn't missing.
Is she a never nude like Tobias Funke?
Probably professionally.
No, probably not. Because Tom is busting her ass down. And
I'm talking about professionally speaking on camera.
Yeah, well, that's fine. But I ain't, if it ain't
That
Spider Man,
landlord. I don't respect that guy. He's a fucking wannabe landlord.
That Netflix movie was like they came back from a night on the town, like a date or something, or some big important premiere that he was doing.
Almost called it Malcolm and Eddie. That's not it. It's,
Malcolm and Marie.
Yeah.
And like just their underlying issues just sprawled out and they fought for a while, but it wasn't like intense to this level.
It didn't go here. It didn't go here is what you're saying.
No, not at all. There was just like some screaming and to me, I know you guys probably disagree, but to me Sam Levinson's a good screenwriter. He wrote that.
Did he write Malco and Marie?
Yeah, he did.
Okay,
the
so
Euphoria man?
Is Zendaya his muse?
They worked together on that and Euphoria, I guess.
Calling it now, she's gonna leave Tom for Sam.
Yep, I was just thinking
it is Moulz Mel Connect.
I was like, yo.
I don't like to speculate on celebrity. I'm just throwing it out. I don't, I'm not trying to start nothing. I'm just.
They don't need to bring Euphoria back.
I wouldn't know if they needed to or not.
Probably does good enough ratings for them that they most likely will.
They don't need to though. Season 2 ended very weird and just Anyway,
I told y'all about that show.
We don't care.
It's a good show.
When's our Success show coming back, Jesse?
Probably next year. I don't know, or end of this year.
I need that.
Yeah, look, the record is just the man and the woman throwing a bunch of tropes at each other. He's accusing her. You must be bleeding and some old shit like she's on her period. She calls him a little dick ass nigga. Should have found a bigger dick. She's talking about like you just like this is why Harvey Weinstein and R. Kelly, and he's like, well, we all know you still playing his music. It's just like it's a very entertaining. I don't think it solves anything. I don't think it actually provides because like I said, it just turns into like baby boy basically, and I saw that coming because I think I know Kendrick well enough to know that he can get up there in the lofty space, but bringing it home, he's usually gonna go for like the low hanging fruit. Like, this is it went exactly where I expected it to go. But the commitment to the performance is what got this to 7. I found it to be very entertaining. It was on the nose, but they were very committed. And I like the beat a lot. Taylor stole the show to me with her performance. Yeah, it's like the dusty, inconsiderate, like
I agree. By the way,
socially unaware nigga
her
versus
performance was a little more rousing than his was overall.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it was entertaining. I think people just got worked. All right,
I'll say this too. First listen, I'm blasting the shit out the monitors, and I feel bad for my neighbors. I'm just like, yo, what are they hearing right now?
They were probably entertained because neighbors are nosy, so they probably thought it was really happening. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I will say, I mentioned all those records earlier because this is not an unprecedented record. I hope people don't act like there's never been something like this before.
Right. Like I said, in the lineage of ill-advised gender war records. Yeah. But
I appreciated the performances. I don't know if this is the beat necessarily I would have chosen for this, but
it probably isn't the one I would have chosen, which made it more interesting to me. Of course, like you mentioned, it ends with like you hear the steppers, but then they cut out stop tap dancing around the conversation. It's like, all right, they're big stepping, but they're not stepping on what needs to be stepped on. The elephant in the room. But look, I thought it was a very entertaining record. Okay, it's not like I don't think it's.
It was for me until it wasn't. It was like I was enjoying the performances, and then after a while, I'm just like, all right, enough of this. I'm starting to get a little bummed out here. Let's move on.
Yeah, that's how you feel looking at the timeline every day. So it's like I found it funny turned into a piece of music, So yeah, that's all I got. I don't think this effectively solves any of the issues between men and women.
This is a conversation starter in the sense of what did you think of the song? But yeah, it solves nothing. Ultimately.
It puts a lot of what we've been experiencing out there in one song for people to talk about, so I think it's a good time capsule of how people have been acting. But I don't know if it's going to solve anything.
That's an interesting perspective, at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one didn't totally work for me, but I appreciate elements of it for sure. I'm not mad at it.
All right. Jesse, did you give notes?
My notes say The Alchemist Drums had it at an 8. Toxic relationship style. Okay, then my notes go on to say, okay, this may be the worst song he's ever recorded. I got a kick out of
No Makeup, Mortal Man, no makeup again. I know this girl, she a real good girl. That one.
You don't like Tammy's song?
No, it's a weirdo song.
All of those songs are better than this. Don't judge me.
That's a good beat.
All of those songs are better than this.
God is worse than this.
This is on the level of God.
Yeah. That's worse than this.
is on the level of this.
No, this is at least he went for something on this. It may not have landed for you. It didn't totally land for me.
A part of my issue is this is fictional, and it's like, why are you doing this? If you're like, up until this album, like I was saying, we had this perception of who Kendrick was. This was not that. He's like the protect black woman guy, or they're just I'm loyal to
Has he ever really been that though?
Complexion, yes.
One album.
I think people for years have projected things onto him. I think this is kind of his chance to course correct. I mean, by the end of the album, a lot of this album is like, look, I'm not this guy that y'all proclaim me to be. I'm still.
So then why did he pretend to be that guy?
He was in a different place in his life.
I don't know. Why did Jay pretend
and why did you fall for it?
Why did Jay pretend to be someone until 4-4 where he tells us, I apologize.
Let's not bring him up.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, but I got a kick out of you. The reason R. Kelly don't know he's abusive. Shut the fuck up. We all know you still playing his music. And my notes say, when me and my woman fight, it isn't like this and it doesn't end in sex. That was it.
Yeah, like I said, this isn't the world. This is just like this idea that's been perpetuated on Twitter. So, yeah, look, I was entertained. If y'all want to be mad about this record or like
I'm mad.
So disgusted, I'm not talking to you and Moulz and Jesse. I'm talking to the world. Like, if y'all are so
it doesn't match a guy with an album cover with his 2 kids and his fiance. That's all.
I mean, sure. But maybe he's had these conversations with us. Like, we don't know these people.
That's what I was saying
because
earlier.
I look at all these people as people, and thus what they give us, I always take it with a grain of salt. You know, I think he's revealing more of himself, and, you know, people assume that Kendrick was this guy, you know? I never felt that way. I think I got all that out of my system with Hamilton, honestly. That was my time where, like, I idolized a person, thought they were one thing, and then it's like, you know what, this guy actually smokes and drinks a lot and, like, does things I don't do. Like, he was never, like, this big nerd that, like, I thought he was, or, like, this, like...
But as far as I know, Charles was not... you know, creating an image based off of just being like, oh, this like super wholesome guy and just...
I don't think Kendrick has ever come up. I mean, he's been telling us like he's potentially caught a body for years.
At a young
for literal
age.
Years.
At a young age, at that, he said, you know, if I told you I killed someone when I was how old? 13?
If I told you I killed a nigga at, I forgot the age, would you believe me? Or perceive me to be innocent Kendrick? He said it then. Like, I don't know. Were people just not listening? Like... Yeah, I don't know.
You know, he details a home invasion on that album.
Like, he's seen and done some things. Like, and
As
that weighs on him.
Right.
That weighs on him, clearly, as he expresses throughout his album. I never saw him as this innocent guy.
But the thing is, all he's saying on this album is, I have complicated thoughts. Sometimes they might clash with the popular ideology. I may have cheated on my spouse. I mean... The worst...
Good Kid, Mad City ended with him being saved. And that's what he's been like...
That was audio cinema, though.
It's a short film by Kendrick Lamar.
Okay, but that's what he's been pushing kind of ever since then. Or whatever. The whole
you don't make a record like You unless you're really struggling with some things. I think a person that pure of heart or whatever wouldn't feel like, you know, loving you is complicated. You meaning himself is like, I hate you, nigga. I tell the world your secrets. Like, he's been telling us the whole time.
That song was about survivor's guilt because, like, one of his best friend's brothers died while he was on tour.
I know about that part of the song, but I mean, he's talking to himself. I mean, clearly he has... Anyway... I've never been.
We never got this much of him as we did on this album until now. So.
Well, maybe he took 5 years because he anticipated that people would turn on him.
Well,
you know,
no, he took 5 years. He says he had 2 years of writer's block.
2 years of writer block,
and then he had to go to therapy.
He was in therapy for 3 years. I don't know, but like, I never assumed he was this do no wrong like beacon of hope that everybody thought he was. I thought we went through this with the Black or the Berry when people called him like a coon in a respectability politics. Like,
and that Rolling Stone, remember the Rolling Stone piece prior to Pimp a Butterfly as well? That was kind of controversial.
We don't have time to cover the Black or the Berry, but he made good points on that song.
I knew you would agree with that. I'm just, yeah.
You are a hypocrite if you're committing genocide, but then you're like, why are white people killing us? We can move on.
Yeah, we know we can definitely move on because that's an entirely different conversation we'll need to get into. Are we going to track 9?
Yes, we have to.
Okay.
I have to go to work tomorrow.
Track 9, Purple Hearts featuring Summer Walker and Ghostface Killah. Man, I wanted to like this more. 6+.
5+.
Oh, man. Wow.
It's the worst song on this album.
What?
It's not worse than We Cry Together, but we can move on.
It's definitely worse because at least We Cry Together, he goes somewhere with it and he attempts something and he takes a big swing. This is the opposite of a big swing.
Jesse, what's your rating?
I guess we gotta watch Flat 7. You don't have to play to watch.
No, we're gonna play to watch.
You don't have to,
they don't
please.
Don't be a mark, Jesse. I know, because it's Kendrick's kids are on the album cover.
Well, no, I think it's because he has to go to work tomorrow.
In the interest of time, we don't have time for the watch.
Yeah. It's a 2-second drop.
To all my niggas that been living it up, watch.
I figured I would just hit it while y'all were talking.
That sounds like a 6-second drop.
It was no more than 5.
All right, that was the Royal Watch. All right, so here's the thing. 6+. If this was just a Ghostface Killah interlude, it'd be one of my favorite tracks on the album. But unfortunately, we have a lot of this stuff up top. said this is my first candidate to want to hear in the car for it to potentially go up. It's like this, yeah, baby. Talk.
I hated that. I hated that. Baby.
That was like stylish for the sake of being stylish. It didn't really accomplish anything, but it stood out because clearly he wanted it to. Shut the fuck up when you hear Love talking. It's like, all right, this is some Kendrick Savior complex talk again. I'm not in the music business. I'm in the human business. Whole life been social distant. It's like,
how was that Savior complex?
No, before those lines. Not what I just read.
The shut the fuck up when you hear Love talk. How's that talking. Kendrick?
It's just like, folks, this is love. This is how you love. Like, when Love is on the scene, it's just, you know how Kendrick is, man.
He's saying, like, make room for that. Like, allow that into your life or something. I don't know.
I know what he's saying because he has to tell us what to do all the time, like he's Jay-Z. They gonna judge your life for a couple likes on a double tap. Yes, they will. I said, good beat. Summer Walker comes in. It ain't love if you judge me for my past. It ain't love if you don't ever eat my ass. I said,
come on.
Even as an aspiring ass eater, I don't know if it works that way. Also, my pet peeve of like, don't judge me is here. So whatever. Ghostface steals the show to me. I actually got good flashbacks of season 6. I wish it was just a Ghostface record, honestly. It was my favorite part of the song. But yeah, 6+. Could go up, could stay where it is. I don't know.
The beat reminded me of Weekend Love by Cameron on steroids. Maybe it's the same sample, but this is slower and bigger sounding with less reliance on the actual original sample, if that's the case. He's doing the damn sing rapping type thing that he was doing on Ya Ya. I'm not really feeling this so far, or how Kendrick approached it, but maybe Ghostface will deliver a performance so raw he saves the song for me. I'm just kind of whatever on this as of right now. Summer Walker saying, I hate it here a bunch of times. Twitter timeline nonsense. Get that out the writer's room of an album that took 5 years to complete.
Facts.
Singing about getting her ass eaten. Once again, come on. Ghost comes in just over raw strings. And he's delivering everything with passion, pain, and conviction. This is not Raekwon on Twisted Fantasy vibes, but unfortunately, everything else about the song just doesn't really work for me at all.
All right.
He got the he added the Summer Walker took it from a 6- to a 5, and Ghostface got the plus on the 5.
All right.
This is my least favorite song on the album. Could have been left on the cutting room floor.
Okay.
Play this if you feel anything, raw strings.
I would say play this if you feel nothing.
You said raw strings. Let's see here. My notes say 80s R&B. I'm not in the music business. I'm in the human business. It ain't love if you ain't never eat my ass. How did this line end up on the album? This was a 7+ until then. I don't love Yeah Baby. So just a flat 7.
All right.
Yeah Baby is not over with either Moulz Mel or Jesse.
Right.
Don't do it again. And no more Summer Walker. This is the end of disc 1. So
this concludes disc 1. Flip your.
I don't think that
over.
this is a good way to end the disc.
Could have been good. More Ghostface, less everything before that.
We're off the rails now for me. Like right. I like the swing he took on Cry Together, but it just didn't work for me overall. 6-. Now we're in 5+ territory. I need him to put this train back on the tracks.
At this rate, we're getting out of here in another 2 hours.
Nah,
you know moving. What? We'll get through this, but I just want to say before we flip to this too, it's clear to me that I feel a lot of the pushback on this album is people had different expectations, and me as a Kendrick fan, but not like a super fan or a stan, I went in with no expectations, and it's probably why I enjoy the album more. Clearly, people have an idea of what Kendrick is and should be.
That's what I was saying up top. Like, we're all fans, but at least I can say, Jesse, you're probably a bigger fan than me and Mel. We like him, but like, he's not top anything for me. Like, he's just a good artist of the day who, to me, is one of the more impressive live performers of our time.
He's not one of the top rappers of the 2010s.
Oh, sure. But I'm saying in my own personal, there's 50, 60, 70, 80 rappers I put over Kendrick Lamar easily that I just rather listen to. I'm I'm just talking for my own personal taste.
What you enjoy listening to, got it.
Yeah.
Got
But
it.
like, I recognize his greatness in the pantheon of rap, of obviously of the decade. I feel like,
All right, Harold Bingo with the sneak dissing.
you know, him and what?
You sneak
What?
dissing him.
What are we talking
I recognize
about
his
here?
greatness, but I don't really want to listen to him. You sound like the fucks.
I'm not. Listen,
It's lighthearted
Jesse,
ribbing. Let's move on.
I'm not gonna sit down and take that. Okay, on this album of all Kendrick albums,
It's lighthearted ribbing style. Let's move on.
as far as I'm concerned, there's many other MCs I would rather listen to. That's just how I feel. We can move on.
Kendrick or Billy Woods?
Kendrick, you fucking kidding me?
It was a joke. Let's move on.
Jesus Christ. All right, disc 2. Track 1 of disc 2, Count Me Out.
That's what I said after the last song. I'm like, and this, this could have just been that. One disc.
Flat 6.
6+.
7 minus.
All right. Am I the only one that was kind of hoping for a New Edition sample?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You have to count me out.
What song is that?
You have to count me out. You're going to have to count me out.
That wasn't no
I
hit.
would assume
wow.
"Count Me Out" with the amount of times that he just said it. Count
That
me
wa-
out,
Wow,
right?
listen, Jesse, I got to hit you with this.
And you ain't
No,
black.
and that wasn't no hit.
It was one of their early hits.
No, that wasn't no hit.
It was.
That ain't Mr. Telephone Man. That ain't Cool It Now. Yeah.
Candy Girl, Mr. Telephone Man. Count Me Out was definitely one of their records.
It wasn't a hit? I'm older than you and I've never heard that.
This man said it was definitely one of their records.
I meant like imply like one of their big records.
That was a deep cut, Mel. I ain't never heard
It reached
that.
number 2 on the R&B singles chart.
Ooh, Mel's got some heat. He's coming back with the Dart Adams right now. I see
Yeah.
what you're doing.
On the Hot
Okay.
Black singles chart, as a matter of fact, when they were still
Yeah,
calling attention to our race.
the urban charts. That shit don't count. That wasn't no hit.
It wasn't a hit unless you ain't black.
It was a hit in Peorio. Okay.
No.
We got
What about-
Jesse Harlow. I never thought I'd see the day.
How am I Jesse Harlow? Oh, because I
You
didn't
didn't know the song.
Because I didn't know New Edition. Yeah.
All right,
Wait,
let's move on.
Wait, who's
Let's
Ray
move
J's
on.
sister?
Yeah. Talk about the tie-ins. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Ray J fucked someone from New Edition's ex-wife, but let's move on.
Yeah, so we hear Session 10 Breakthrough. This would be track 10, but it's Session 10. It's the 10th track. It's disc 2, track 1. It was the 10th track. So yeah, I was confirmed right with this whole, okay, the album, the concept, it's therapy. Okay,
This
so
is
I guess,
the exact moment, and as well in my notes. So this is basically an audio therapist session. Okay.
yeah. And on that note, I just want to say, people seem really upset about this. Like, Jesse, you were saying off air before we started, like, you were expecting like a bar out session on this album.
That's what people wanted after all this time with him being gone.
Is that what people wanted? Because me,
Yes.
I would expect something. When you're gone this long, it's for a reason. You're not just gonna come back with like your run of the mill, let me bar out, like I'm King Kendrick, rah. You know, like clearly he's been ruminating on something this long. Like this makes sense for him to release.
That's why he
You know?
did. That's why he did Family Ties and whatnot on whatever the other
He
song.
wasn't
was
barring
called.
out on those. He was being goofy, putting his cousin over.
He didn't bar out on Family Ties. You don't think so?
He was putting his cousin over being goofy. No.
He killed that shit. I don't put it. Listen, if you're listening to this on YouTube, in the chat, tell us what you think about it. Did Kendrick kill Family Ties? I thought he did.
What's
I
that?
like-
We Are Not the Waynes?
We are not the Lanes. He's Baby Keem.
He was just putting his cousin over being goofy as hell.
No, once he gets in that smoking on your top 5 tonight,
And he was flying around the track doing a great job.
Let's move on.
You know?
I'm Kenny Omega. You know that part? That's the best part.
I'm Kenny Omega. Yeah. All right. Anyway, I said this track, it's more Damn 2 to me. He's doing COVID. This is also borderline the COVID album. It's like he's talking about masks on high. I don't think all that's going to age well. I would call it a time capsule, but I really don't think people are gonna.
We capsuled it already, though. The time apparently has passed.
Apparently, but we know they be
Oh,
lying.
brother, get Stilo out of here.
What?
He said Kendrick's album was worse than Jack Harlow's.
Actually, I can't talk, but let's continue.
Oh my God. What the fuck? What do you got? Listen, you guys been drinking some sort of...
No, I'm not saying I can't talk because I agree.
You're drinking that Power Rangers juice, that Ivan Ooze.
Lane?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I said, he was like, when you was at your lowest, tell me where the hoes at, the bros at. I love when you count me out. I've already seen that get tweeted, and I'm like, okay, more aggrieved music, the song style of a generation. And look, if you allow me to be frank, I love some woe is me ass music. You know I do. I'm emo Mel. But I hate when they try to make it pop or like trendy. It's like, I love when you count me out. It's like, can we stop? Like, can we just like prove people wrong without making a scene out of it? It's the nobody pray for me thing all over again. Says some distorted synth around 1:30. This fuck it up reminds me of Bit Quit. The flow at the end reminds me of Cole, and he says deep regret. I got things I can't forget. I said same, and that's all I got. Flat 6.
Moulz, you read your notes?
No, I haven't. I haven't said a damn thing.
Got it.
So I said, let's hope we can turn things around here for disc 2. Singing up top like the intro, session 10, work through. So this is basically an audio therapist session. Kendrick rapping hard over claps in a choir. Not really doing a double time flow per se, but it's this kind of bouncy, rhythmic, sing-songy rap flow. Then we get some, I don't know, like hard synths, I guess. And he's talking about, I love when you count me out. And then it kind of goes with, you get those like trap hi-hats in the mix, and it kind of turns into another one of these DNA type songs from Damn. I'm good on this one, but it's an improvement from the last 2 songs for me. I think right now I can call it, at this point in the album, given the wait, 5 years, I think this album would have hit harder as a concise vision versus what it sounds like to me 10 songs in so far with 8 more to go to Pimp a Butterfly meets Damn. I remember thinking back to when I went to Oxnard, California to see what was it? The Life of Pablo premiere.
Mm-hmm.
And my first impression of Life of Pablo was I left the theater and I was like, damn.
It was a movie?
Well, no. Remember the stream that they did on like Tidal and everything? There were a couple theaters that were broadcasting it. You could buy tickets to see. So we did that. And I remember leaving
You talking
the
about
theater.
the MSG show?
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
So I remember leaving the theater and thinking, with this Pablo, this was the first time I feel like Kanye didn't bring anything new to the table. And instead, he just kind of did a highlight reel of all his different styles and eras in one project. And this isn't quite that for me, but this very much sounds like a mix between some of the songs on Damn and some of the songs on To Pimp a Butterfly. It seems like right now, I'm generally vibing more with the Butterfly adjacent stuff because I guess I just like that album more. And even some of the Damn adjacent stuff on here, I do feel like he's sticking the landing better than he did on Damn with the approach and the style and everything. But I can't help but feel like 18 tracks is a bit much here. It muddled up the vision a bit for me.
All right.
That's it. Then we get the steppers, and then, they come back and the song ends.
Got it. Okay. I had to go to Genius to look up a lyric. You're gonna laugh because it's not what I thought he said. I thought he said I fart like a pit bull terrier. I was like, what are you talking about? It was I fought like a pit bull terrier. So I wrote I fart like a pit bull terrier. But my notes say it feels like I've already heard this from Kendrick. I don't love this hook. Is this racks on racks on racks flow? By the time it was done, I was tired of the singing. It was a 7, went down to a 7-. We can move on.
All right. Well, what's next is track 2, Crown. And also my least favorite record on the album. 6- for me.
Okay, I gave it a 7-. Dig me, baby.
The shockers continue.
7+.
Okay.
But here's the thing. I gave it a 7-, and it's for a stupid reason. I'll admit.
Okay.
I'll just say this. Piano's back. Almost like the intro of Untitled, the Nas album that Jay Electronica produced musically. I said, I'm not going to lie. I feel like I'm in tempo right now. He did both, actually. Not going to lie. I feel like I'm at tempo right now. Hit that Drake drop for me.
All right. Let me pull it in.
This is a 2-second drop. Not to watch.
Well, you got to add on the time spent looking for it.
By the way, I'm Jewish.
Yeah, so it feels like Moulz Wacky Scenario. I feel like I'm at tempo right now, but I took mushrooms before showing up. This is definitely Moulz Bad Trip at the Temple, LMAO. I have to put it over, if only for the ridiculousness of how this music is making me feel and the images that it's conjuring up in my mind. This is Kendro is King type music. And then it got weird, and I wrote, okay, we're officially in the last 3 tracks of Stankonia territory. I'm coming down from the mushroom trip at the temple. And I won't tell this story, but all I can say is, if you ever happen to be tripping on mushrooms and a rabbi or a sort of Orthodox Jewish man walks up to you and asks you if you can be the 10th man in their minyan, don't agree. We can move on. Jesse, what do you got anything? Mel?
No, there was a knock at the door just now.
Oh no!
How could you say this reminds you of Temple when he disrespected us on his last album with the Black Israelite thing?
All right.
Okay, she went away. She went away. She popped in and popped out.
All right. I said, "Heavy is the head ass song," and then he ended up saying it in the record.
Yeah,
I was like,
he
"Oh,
did.
wow." Love is fickle. I can't please everybody. I said, all true. It just musically lulled me to sleep. He's on my buying stuff, but buying stuff gets old, doesn't fix anything. Said, sounds like an outtake from like we ever got the Love Below 2. Especially towards the end with the layered vocals. It's a song about the stress of being on top.
I'm glad you picked up on the Dungeon Family
yeah,
sort of textures at the end.
Yeah, definitely felt that. Yeah, it's about the stress of being on top. And I feel that. And I understand it, but my only other note is Kendrick, well, no more Jesus Halloween costumes and crowns of thorns on your album covers might help. Just a thought. But, you kind of condition people. When you position yourself a certain way, they expect more out of you.
Vince Russo was disappointed when he saw the cover. So I'll just express that. Okay. I just felt that, just put it out there. He was upset with the crown of thorns. He didn't like it.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, Jesse.
My notes say I'm entertained if this is just Kendrick and a piano with no drums. This is like at the beginning, when it was just building up. I was like, I'm entertained if this is just Kendrick and a piano with no drums. I guess this is about him struggling with money and it's still not making him happy. And that was it.
All right. I think we all got the point here. Yeah, so you want to move on?
We have to.
You can.
Track 3, Silent Hill, featuring Kodak Black. 7+.
Flat 6.
We got another watch, Flat 8.
Oh, yeah. I won't hit it again. Royal Watch, but yeah, look, I said great song title because it's a great franchise. Shout out to Silent Hill. I said, oh, okay, so this might be the first time that pop Kendrick or pop adjacent Kendrick will work for me on this album. I predicted this was going to be like one of the standouts for people early. I said this is going to be perfect Mel writing music. It's something I'll play when I'm stressed out. You know, the drums are hard, but the melody lends itself to the idea of decompression. I can't wait to hear this in the car. Kodak's on here. He's like, my ring is like a ring pop. I said Kendrick really likes Kodak, I guess. I had to assume his rawness or lack of refinement because he clearly is like the kind of guy that wouldn't care about being canceled. We know about Kendrick, you know, raw thoughts. Listen if you feel anything. He's the same guy who enjoyed Tentacion on records. Moulz, you made a great point. This kind of reminds me of like the Kanye standing with DaBaby and Marilyn Manson. You know, it's like,
especially when you square that with his statements on the album about cancel culture and free speech and all that stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like, these are overtures to the Dave Chappelle, contingent, I suppose.
And the Kanye contingent, like, love everybody, bro. God first, bro. Nobody's perfect. We gotta love. All right, like, I got a final thought on this later, but for now I'll say, I'm not telling anybody what to do, but perhaps consider finding your, like, I'm assuming this is the appeal of Kodak Black, but perhaps consider finding your rawness and honesty elsewhere, But I've never listened to Kodak Black like that. And musically, he's been fine on this album to me so far. He hasn't been whack at all. So it's not really a knock on the music. It's his presence. It's like, all right, I got to ask myself, what's the larger point he's trying to make here by letting Kodak narrate this album? And, yeah.
I disagree with a good deal of what you said.
Question.
Without what I said?
Yes.
Jesse? What specifically?
I'll get into it. Jesse, what were you saying?
Okay.
I said I had a question, and this is not being a mark. This is a genuine question. Is there a chance Kendrick is maybe in the dark or unaware of the allegations? Or not the allegations, but what Kodak Black has done?
He knows.
He's not in tune with a whole lot of things.
He knows. All right.
You got that James
He
Harden
knows
drop?
enough to know that he knows Kodak Black's music. Like,
do we have that James Harden drop?
Oh, I wish we did.
Okay, but then else...
it wasn't a drop, it was a tweet.
Oh, okay.
But then elsewhere...
Kodak Black, my brother, he don't got internet, so he would never go...
yeah. Anyway, elsewhere on the album, he's like low-key apologizing for R. Kelly, so...
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
How is he aware of the term cancel culture, but not what, someone in his industry who's been very publicly... He doesn't follow the rap industry, his industry.
The scandals and the nonsense. I'm.
Dude,
but
Kodak
like I said,
Black has been.
He's not a household name.
True, but he did have a #1 record, Super Gremlin, recently, and he's done some things that are frowned upon.
I get it, but you would have to be like deeply in tune with social media to know about that stuff. And Kendrick doesn't
I don't necessarily agree with that.
I wouldn't say deeply. I mean, he's been in and out of jail enough times.
And I would say an artist of Kendrick's caliber is definitely...
he has a team around him that knows.
He's collaborating with.
He has...
Someone knows.
If he's been informed. He's been informed.
Okay. But like I said, he also like low-key kind of apologized for R. Kelly on the album, so...
Kind of, but kind of not. I think he's just, again, like Moulz was saying, I guess starting a conversation.
Presenting ideas.
Maybe
nudging you in one direction, but presenting ideas.
Raw thoughts.
And raw thoughts, for sure.
Yeah, I found a tweet. Just so you know, Kodak Black is my brother. By the way, he don't have internet, so obviously don't know what's right or wrong if he posted something that's against us. I hate when rappers get niggas biz. Like, it can't happen to him. Buster. That niggas clear that shit up. Activists. Okay. That's I feel like that's how Young Thug would say it. But
sidebar, that man is not a political prisoner, but let's move on.
We don't need to talk about that at all. Yeah, your thoughts, Jesse?
Wait, hold on. I don't get to... I was about to... What's going on here? What's going on tonight?
Nothing. It's just the order...
I was in the middle of telling you I disagreed with your points. You said why. I got cut off by Jesse. I let him speak. Now you say, hey, Jesse, what do you got to say about the record?
Go ahead.
I'm sensing a funny energy from you tonight.
We're trying to get out of here, Moulz.
You'd think so, but he's in here reading the chat. He's skipping over Moulz. Okay?
Right.
We know about him. Okay?
Okay.
We know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on at all. But
all right, let me tell you what's going on. First of all, I'm a true Silent Hill enthusiast. I own both films on Blu-ray. I own the first 2 games as well as Homecoming. Okay? I really like that franchise. 2 scared the shit out of me as a kid. That said, this beat does not sound like Silent Hill. It sounds like floating in zero gravity. It sounds like the game Dead Space.
It does. I don't know why it's called Silent Hill, but
it should have been called Dead Space because, you know, the horror survival game in a spaceship. That's what it sounds like. Found the kick drum a bit too loud in the mix for my liking. I wrote, this is something I disagree with you with. The commercial shit from him works on Die Hard and Rich Spirit, but it hasn't worked for me on Worldwide Steppers or this.
You know, Worldwide Steppers is a little abstract to be commercial.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of N95. My bad.
Oh, okay.
I misquoted in my notes, but I wrote Kodak Black is on the second verse. Here's the other thing I disagree with you on. I wrote his verse is whack. I didn't like him on here at all. I did like him on the interlude, but it didn't go well into the next song. I wrote his interlude performance was definitely more inspired. Strings come in at the end of his verse to heighten the emotion. Chorus does nothing for me. It sounds like Kendrick doing a Playboi Carti impression. Definitely not what I was expecting at all for a song named after one of the greatest survival horror games of all time. There you go.
Okay. Fair enough. Now
I didn't hate it, but I definitely think Kodak delivers better performance on this album earlier on.
Okay. Jesse?
Silent Hill. Who? I know Jay and Silent Bob. All right, my notes say push these redactors off me like who. That entertained me. I'm very entertained by Kodak Black.
It was like huh.
Like huh.
Like huh. Yeah.
I guess that was McConan.
McConan has said huh before, but
on songs.
It's just, onomatopoeia.
I'm very entertained by Kodak Black, even though he's very problematic. I call a bitch off the Google app. What does that mean? Does he mean Google Voice or?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what the Google app is where you can call a woman. But
definitely Google Voice.
Got it.
And you can call us 718-635-0743, which is a Google Voice number. Leave a message. What do you think of the review? What do you think of Moulz Mel and Jesse's opinions?
All right. Moving on.
Yeah.
We must. In the face of Mel pulling some funny boy moves, we have to continue.
I've done nothing in funny boy fashion at all tonight, and at least not intentionally. Track 4, Savior, Interlude. The irony of the album to me that I would like a song called Savior.
When you're always going on about Kendrick being
in his Savior complex, right?
Yeah.
Flat 7.
7 minus.
All right, flat
Ding
7.
me, baby.
Wow. Okay. Jackpot. Or today's mathematics, right?
Yeah.
There you go. I don't have a ton of notes, but up top, whoever's talking, I was like, is this
I think
Charles
it's Baby
Xavier?
Keem, right?
That's Keem.
Well, yeah, Keem's rapping, but there's like a voice, like a, sound bite. It sounds like Charles Xavier. First, I said Baby Keem's telling struggle tales effectively. And then my first rewind of the album, because my literal reaction was, damn, to the line he said, my uncle would tell me the shit in the movies could only be magic. This year I did 43 shows and took it all home to buy him a casket. I was like, damn.
Yeah, that was a crazy line.
Yeah, it was crazy. The engineer dead if the drive don't back up. I feel that. I said, look, Keem did what I had to do, or what he had to do. I said, I think it might be finally time for me to listen to that Rainbow Road album of his, or whatever it's called.
I almost called it The Little Boy.
Whatever it is. Because I meant to listen to it.
It's called. The Rainbow Boardwalk?
The Melodic Blue.
Oh, okay, there you go. Okay.
Because I enjoyed them on here.
It's a fun album, but it's not like, yeah.
I know the singles. I like, like I said, I like Family Ties.
Word.
Yeah, he's rapping over violins on here. It's kind of reminiscent of Kodak on the other interlude, rapping over the piano. I won't know how I feel about this until the next song comes on, and I see how well suited this is. Just like the last interlude, I wrote "I'll Be Back," and then I returned to write "Worked well into Savior." So there you go.
Word. Jesse?
My notes say, I don't know who this is rapping. Then it says, Keem, I guess. I think the Pulitzer went to his head with these string sections.
Okay.
Yeah, like Kendrick is like, I gotta keep impressing, the sophisticated people.
I gotta tell you, I haven't heard strings on an album, and I truly felt like I was hearing something new since Late Registration.
Oh, I was about to say, yeah.
That was the last time I actually heard strings, and I'm like, oh, wow, like a full orchestra and a rap album, but like without with just some real beats, but then some added orchestration. That's crazy. And it sounded new and fresh. And I'm not as blown away by orchestras anymore. Sometimes it leads to some real new age bullshit, but not this time.
Is I Wonder fake art to you guys?
No.
No,
I
we enjoy
Wonder.
I Wonder.
Great. All right. We can move on.
All right. Track 5, the actual record, Savior, after the Savior interlude, featuring Baby Keem and Sam Dew.
Your main man.
Hold on, I didn't do that right. My main man, Sam Dew. Okay,
Sam
I'm a big
Dew?
Sam Dew fan. He has 2 10s across 2 different projects with me. The song Remember is a 10, and when he was in the group Cloud Eater, Hollow is a 10. This song, however, is a 7-. So, yeah.
Oh, can't be mad at that. I give it a flat 7.
Okay.
Sam Dew, I know Sam Goody. 8-.
All right. Shout out to Sam Goodo.
All right, the Saviors are in the building.
All right, look, I'm sorry. I just got to get this out of the way up top. Okay. So he starts this on Kendrick made you think about it, but he is not your savior. I'm like, hey, he's self-aware. He's fine. Cole made you feel empowered, but he is not your savior. And I'm like, okay, I know who's coming next. Drake, right? They're the triumvirate or whatever. Like they're the trio. This man said Future. Said get a money counter, but he is not your savior. And then ends with LeBron. So I'm like, okay, come on, bro. Come on. It's deliberate. It's intentional. No Drake. Like you switched from rappers to a basketball player. I'm not even going to get started on LeBron.
Don't be.
No, come on. Don't act like that wasn't intentional. Let's not do that. Let's not do that right now. Future, bro. No.
What's the LeBron line?
I'm not being a mark. Come on.
Mel,
we all know who the 3 guys are.
What is the LeBron line?
Bron made you give him flowers or something, or give flowers, but he's not your savior. We switched from rappers to basketball all of a sudden.
It wasn't an intentional slight.
It was intentional. Mel, especially after the whole Kanye Drake thing. It's intentional, bro.
No,
he knows that the 3 guys are him, Cole, and Drake.
No, that's the same reason. That's the same reason why he would have brought it up, because he brought it up earlier. If he was trying to conceal something, he wouldn't have said that line
his point
earlier.
is he's team Ye. He doesn't like Drake for whatever reason. I don't know.
So why didn't he bring up Ye
between them?
Why didn't he bring up Ye?
In this song?
Yeah,
because they're not the guy. He's not the guy of the day.
Mel, it wasn't a 3 guys thing. It wasn't a purpose.
Sure, it wasn't. Okay.
It was not an intentional omission of. Of
Jesse,
Drake.
what do you think?
I know what's happening here. We can pretend like it's not happening. That's fine.
Is he being a mark?
That's
all I
No,
want
I'm
to know.
not. There's beef. Okay, you're not going to tell me there's not beef.
He's being
I just want to point it out because it's very obvious. We can continue.
There is beef, but I'm saying it has nothing to do with this.
He was excluded on purpose.
No.
Mel, when is anyone?
Let's keep going. It's not that big of a deal.
Mel, you're incorrect. When has anyone ever looked at Drake as a savior?
Bro, He's taught. And when's anyone ever looked at Future as a savior? Can we stop? Can we stop being dense? Okay.
He has a whole section.
Come on.
He has a whole section of toxic masculinity Twitter that looks at him as a savior.
Stop it. Just let's stop.
Future
Let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right.
People, right.
Yeah. Nah, get the fuck out of here. Let's keep going.
Drake.
Right.
Mel's being the biggest mark of
no, it's obvious. It's obvious, but let's keep going.
Mel,
I like the record. If I was going to be a mark, I would have docked points.
Mel, Drake has super fans.
We don't need to talk about Drake. We don't need to talk about Drake no more.
I'm trying to make my point.
I already said what I had to say.
Okay, I'm
not even interested in being talked down from it. Okay. I just had to get it out there.
Okay, I'm just trying to make my point. Drake has super fans. He has stans. He doesn't have worshipers like Future has.
Those are fake worshipers. It's an internet meme. Okay,
they worship him regardless.
Future Hive is not real. They're not real. Okay,
they worship him regardless, even if it's for fucked up reasons.
Okay, all right.
Drake doesn't have worshipers like Kendrick, Cole, and then on the opposite side of the spectrum, Kendrick and Cole are looked at as the kind of conscious guys. If Kendrick is like heaven.
You're rap-splaining to me again, Jesse.
I'm not trying to rap-splain. If Kendrick is heaven, Cole is purgatory, Future is hell.
All right. Okay, enough.
If Future's the devil...
Let's continue.
If Future's like this...
What the fuck is going on?
Let's continue. No,
where have we gone? Where do we go?
So, here's the thing, because there's much more to discuss on this record.
I can't even speak now? I don't cut you guys off like this.
No, bro. Come on. You're talking about we're extrapolating what they represent now. Like
Kendrick. What I'm saying is Kendrick is holy. Future is super toxic. Cole is somewhere in the middle. Drake doesn't. He's just a rapper that people like a lot. He's not worshipped on those levels.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
It wasn't an intentional omission, but you can go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree, Jesse. It's not an intentional omission, but I don't know about this heaven, hell, purgatory.
I meant holy versus toxic versus Cole is in the middle.
No, I don't think that was what the point Kendrick was trying to make it all, but
okay.
Let's keep going. Anyway, this is the part where Kendrick kind of lays all his contradictions and potentially problematic viewpoints bare. He's like, they like, what do you say? They like it when you're pro black, but I'm more Kodak black, so that explains why he's on here. I guess he's connects with Kodak. I mean, Kendrick is from the hood, so it's like, maybe it's a reminder, like, don't take me as like this sort of like,
lofty,
bougie, right, hyper artsy, like cultured guy. Like I'm still from where I'm from, and I feel the way I feel about certain things because of that. He got my man Sam Dew on here. I heard him. He didn't contribute that much to the record. He touches on the whole like blackout movement that happened a couple years back. He mentions Kyrie Irving, famous anti-vaxxer. And I didn't know. You said you got the lines, right, Moulz?
Yeah. Oh, I actually don't.
Okay. Well, it was something to the effect of
I wrote, Kendrick says he's getting at the political correctness rappers are into these days. Then he starts talking about people who didn't take the vaccine, wishing they did when they got COVID. Kendrick getting the vaccine, but getting COVID, and then thinking about Kyrie.
I saw it a different way. He was talking about like Christians say it's the mark of the beast, and until they get it, and there's something about Pfizer, like looking for Pfizer relief, and then like he thought about Kyrie because he got it, and he's like, I heard it as like basically, do I want to listen to Kyrie or want to be laid up sick for 2 weeks? Or like, do I want to like go all natural, the Kyrie anti-vax, or do I want to get this thing so I'm not laid up for 2 weeks? I wasn't sure of his point, and I'm still not sure. I only heard it once.
Okay. Yeah, I, for some reason I thought
will I stay organic or hurt in this bed for 2 weeks? I guess it's kind of open-ended. I'm not sure. Based on everything else he's been saying on his album so far, I have to think that he already shouted out Dr. Sebi. It's like, what am I supposed to think? I had to think that he values Kyrie's opinion on the matter. He's clearly humoring him, is the point.
Okay.
So it's
I maybe misinterpreted it myself.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a line I like, calamities on repeat. Yeah, that's what the world feels like. I said there's a lot going on in this song. I'm not going to call it hot air, but this is very much the like, hey, look at how much is happening in this record to me so far. He ends with like, the cat is out the bag, I'm not your savior, to which I replied, the cat been out the bag. Okay, you were never that. I don't be looking at these artists like that. At least I haven't since Hamilton. So yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, I read some of my notes already, but yeah, I pointed out like it when they pro black, but I'm more Kodak Black. Beat is pretty crazy once it drops. Latin flavor. That Rosalia Malamente.
Malamente.
The kind of like the percussion on there, it's kind of reminiscent to that. And I went into that, stuff about the COVID. There's definitely some clunkiness here, but I dig the first verse and the beat is wild. So far, maybe my favorite piece of production on the album. Third verse, good too. Then he starts talking about independent thought is missing. They wonder where I've been, protecting my soul in the valley of silence. He says, I said smart, but it sounds like if he became a poster, he would definitely get, quote, canceled, as he likes to say, cancel culture.
Yeah.
His silence is golden, folks,
Yeah.
You can blow a bag just by tweeting something stupid. And he seems to have that awareness. But when he gets on his albums, he's not going to compromise raw thoughts.
Yeah, right. The famous raw thoughts. Jesse?
Well, you mentioned Spanish flavor, so let me give you a little hola bonita. All right, let's move on. He's not your savior. Love the word crackers. This is traditional Kendrick. Are you happy for me? Maybe the best song so far. Ambiguous favors is word salad. Being manipulative, such a required taste, is word salad.
That wasn't word salad to me. I mean,
being manipulative, such a required taste.
Yeah, I think if I recall correctly, like commentary on being in the rap game in the entertainment industry, like the way to get ahead, like you kind of have to have a manipulative streak. Like there's
what is a required taste? Did he mean acquired taste?
No, I think he meant required. Like you're required to kind of become a manipulative
what is a required
person
taste?
To get ahead. You got to have a taste for being manipulative if you want to get ahead to like the stature of a Kendrick.
Now you're explaining.
That's how I interpret it. Oh, brother. Okay. And you asked, So, all right. We moving on?
Yeah.
We have to.
No more marking out.
All right. Track 6, Auntie Diaries. Or Auntie Diaries. Or Auntie Diaries. However you pronounce it. 7+.
7-, Sting Me Baby.
Flat 7.
There it is. Today's mathematics. Plus we ran the gamut of 7s.
Let's not spend 20 minutes on this song, even though it's a serious song.
No, we don't need to.
This is actually one where I had to write bars verbatim.
Well, look, this is the we've had the gender war record, the toxic masculinity record. This is the trans rights, gay right, LGBTQ plus record. Okay, that's what this is. It starts with, this is how we conceptualize human beings. There's a refrain, and at first I didn't know how it was going to sit with me. Like, my auntie is a man now. I'm like, I don't know.
Because how he's come on this album so far, I'm like, all right, how flippant is he going to be with this subject matter?
Exactly. But luckily, by the end, it was a very touching.
Yeah, it reminded me of the record that Jay did for his mom on 444.
Yeah.
Kind of in that vein. I thought there was an interesting start here to the beat. So he said, my auntie is a man now. I think I'm old enough to understand now. Those bars come back around several times. Very relaxed and airy delivery from Kendrick vocally. That bar keeps coming back around. Talks about how the family shunned him. My auntie is a man now. I think I'm old enough to understand now. Drinking, Parmesan with her hat turned backwards. Back when it was comedic relief to say redacted, 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 redacted. We ain't know no better. Elementary kids with no filter. However, my auntie became a man and I took pride in it. She wasn't gay. She ate pussy. And that was the difference. That's what I told my friends in the 2nd grade. She's picking me up from school. They stared her in the face. They couldn't comprehend what I had grew accustomed. We'd pull off bumping quick like it was nothing. And then he talks about you know, is the first person he ever saw do rap. Then he continues, my favorite cousin said he's returning the favor and following my auntie with the same behavior. Demetrius is Marianne now, so the refrain kind of changes. He's more confident to live his plan now, but the family in disbelief this time, convincing themselves he ain't living discreet, he's fine. I once again appreciate how candid he is about his life. We get into the thoughts of, I think Kendrick was talking about his preacher and how he felt about all of this. I feel like as the music becomes more uplifting and soulful, story kind of has a happy ending. He kind of ties all of this together with that time he brought the white girl on stage and she ended up saying the N-word. What's that?
Hated it.
Oh, you didn't like what he did there with that?
I hate the ending, yeah.
Okay. You think he bit off more than he can chew?
Yeah, it's just like
you know what it reminded me of?
Yeah.
It reminded me of the end of Jungle Fever.
Oh, don't get me started. This is not cinema rankings.
What bothers you? Did you not find the analogy to be accurate?
Yeah, it was a bit of a
I think
reach.
honestly, if you feel that way, it kind of ties into earlier, like the hypocrisy of everybody thinks their own cause is like bigger. Yeah, you could say the analogy is maybe misguided, maybe clunky, but it's like the urge to want to jump and be like, well, I ain't the same as like being a nigga. Like it's just, I get what he's going for.
I do too, but it becomes almost a bit overwrought. It's like, here's the motto of the record, when really what's most interesting about the record is how he just tells this story of his family and his peers and how they viewed it, religious leader, how they viewed it, stuff like that. That's the heart of this record to me, not the big, the big whammy at the end where he tries to really swing and hit a home run with the thing. And that's where it kind of loses me a little bit.
I don't even feel like he was trying to hit a home run. I feel like he's trying to communicate to people who may not be as tapped into that discourse, like just trying to break it down to a fundamental level. It's like, look, this is how these people feel about this word, the same way we feel about this word. Not saying they're equivalent, not equivalent, but just trying to put people on a common ground. All right. And to that degree, I would say this record is, I'll go ahead and say it, the word that everybody says, a little important. It's touching, but it could be potentially important to help people broaden their perspective on things. Because, a lot of people got families where you got like the gay auntie, or, like the cousin that's like, a little sweet, as you would say in the family. It's like, it's the fact that he's willing to go there with, I assume, his own personal life and share this with us. Everything from growing up with his auntie, who's a man now, to this cousin, who played with Barbie dolls and, eventually transition, and like the day in church where he literally stands up for his cousin because the preacher like points him out and tries to make a big scene like an abomination. He's saying, look, the laws of the land or the heart, what's greater? And he's like, this is the day I chose humanity over religion. Like it's a record that I think conceptually is a 9 or a 10, but as far as how often I'll need to hear it, it caps out at a 7+,
Right.
Like I don't see myself needing to come back to this record, but I think the way the story is told, the way it's communicated, the structuring of it, I think it was
compelling. I think it was handled with care. I like, again, like if it is his story, the honesty and putting it out there, again, like mileage may vary in terms of replay value, like you just said, but I agree with you in the sense that, in terms of not just, as we've talked about other records on here, with the attempt of starting a conversation, but, potentially, normalizing things in some way for some of his listeners, and some of these artists who have the biggest platforms in the world haven't broached this subject matter, period. They make vague allusions to it. They might just say happy pride or something like that. But, I think it's important that like Jay made that Smile record, or Kendrick can make a record like this, and that, we're at a point.
These are some of our biggest voices.
Yes. And we're at a point genre in hip hop where, a record like, we've done this on the show, Truly Yours by Cool G Rap, it's just not tolerated anymore.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be more thoughtful in your approach. And I like about this record that, you know, Kendrick has been on some ill-advised shit at points on this album, and I thought his handling of this was pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, it's very important to up top the importance to understanding the record. You know, it's pan back and forth. That heart plays in ways the mind can't figure out. You know, that sets up the rest of the record. You know, for people who may be hung up on this concept and, you know, need to be eased into it, or, you know, need an example from someone like a Kendrick Lamar who's respected and revered and adored. You know, so 7+. Good record. I like it. Jesse?
Aw. I appreciate you guys mentioning my song. Like Waka Flocka said that one time, I influence. All right. Let's see here. He went away. He went away. A lot of special guests tonight. Let's see here. So notes say
they all sound similar though. I wonder who is it? Jewish grandma dressed as Jay? Is it Jay dressed as Jewish grandma?
I don't sound like that man. All right, let's move on. My notes say Trans Lives Matter. I guess it's brave. He recorded this. He's going to win every LGBT award for this. I'm not looking forward to Twitter's reaction to this. This is fake art bullshit with the song build up, and everyone will fall for it. Terrible ending.
What did you give this record again?
Flat 7. The ending where like the music kept building up and building up and building up, that was fake art. It's a 7. I like it. But yeah, the ending is fake art bullshit. Sorry.
Oh man. Okay.
All right, 3 more songs. Let's go.
Yeah, let's move on. Track 7, I guess the title track, Mr. Morale, featuring Tano Leone, I guess.
So you were saying, sorry, Mel, you were saying you know why the album's titled this. What? Explain.
Well, it became clearer by way of like the steppers. You know, I think the steppers represent, you know, the traumas that you hold on to and have influenced your life. You know, you always trying to be a big stepper, but Mr. Morale is the guy, I don't know, like, we got to raise our morale by unpacking our traumas. I don't know.
Yeah, you also thought he was leaving out Drake on purpose. Let's move on.
We're not talking about that no more.
Let's move on.
We're not talking about that no more. We're talking about Mr. Morale, which is another 7+.
Moulz Mel Connect, 7+.
6-.
Oh my god.
Do you know who did the production?
Notes.
I want to know. Because this is my favorite beat on the album.
Oh, we know about you definitely now.
I was gonna say, is the Tempo Man here? Paging Tempo Man.
He's in the building. Who did this?
It's Pharrell.
Pharrell? Yeah! My main man.
Is one
they
of
call
my
him
favorite
for
beats on the
real
album.
because he's the truth.
That shit sucks.
There he is. One of my favorite beats and energies on the album.
Yeah.
Mel,
all right.
Put her there, partner. The beef is dead.
Okay. Yeah, look, I said, look, this is Manic Mel, Caffeine Mel, Panic Mel, this beat. I like the singing that goes along with the beat. He starts telling tales about, you know, some abuse that his mom suffered, you know, early in her life.
That's the next song,
at this
isn't
point,
it?
Well, it's also in this song, too.
Oh.
Leads into the next song, but he's like, at the repast, they serving Popeye's chicken. What you know about black trauma? All right, I'm gonna stop right here. Tell a very quick story. So the hottest day of the year happened yesterday, right? And I guess my grandma, who was in control of the AC, she hadn't turned the AC on yet, right? So it was 87 degrees in the house. I went to the basement because that's where it was cool. You know, it's underground, and I was there, but I knew I had to record Rap later, and it was off for so long. I just went upstairs and I was like, I'm just gonna ask her. So I went to in the room. I'm like, "Are we? Is the AC broke?" And she was like, "Nah." Should I turn it on? I'm like, "Well, I mean, are we? It's all good. Like, are we saving money or something?" She was like, "Yeah, you know, I call myself trying to save money," which makes sense because, you know, in black families, like, this is something that you do. You know, you don't really mess with the climate like that unless you absolutely have to. But when it first got hot, I was trying to sleep yesterday morning. And I walked down the hallway and saw 87 Degrees, and I was thinking about, just black folks. It's like, you turn that heat on, turn that air on, you wait till the very last second. That's part of black culture, black trauma. And the line from the Heart Pop or Part 5 popped in my head, and I just blurted out, "Fuck calling it culture," like in the middle of the hallway.
By the way, you just brought it up, so I need to say this.
Okay.
If Heart Part 5 was on this album, it'd be my second favorite track.
I think if Heart Part 5 was on the album, it'd be my favorite song on the album. So
Yeah, I think so.
there's that.
I mean, I get why it's not on here. None of the other Hearts have been on an album, but I don't know. I thought
I'll say this: I'm enjoying most of the album for what it's worth so far. But I'll tell you this: I wanted it to be more like the Heart Part 5. Musically,
I didn't get enough of that on here.
I didn't. I thought subject matter wise, it was going to be like that.
Yeah, but how Kendrick cut through on that record, just with his energy and the tone of his voice and everything. I didn't get that a ton on this album. At times I did, but not throughout.
Yeah. But, at this point, I decide, okay, I guess disc 2 is officially my preferred disc because I only like 4 songs on disc 1. I like 5 now on disc 2.
I don't know what my split is, but disc 1 has an 8- and a 9 on it for me, so I'm going with disc 1.
Word. Okay. Yeah, this is a 7+ for me. What y'all got to say?
There was this clip up top. It was one of the worst performances I've ever seen in my life or something.
I couldn't tell if that was Joe Budden or Stephen A. Smith, but I don't think it was either.
It's a first listen, so I'm just writing as it's happening. I don't have time really to go back.
I think that was Stephen A. Smith.
Okay, it could have been. It sounded like him, but
the beat. I don't know if it's my favorite beat on the album. It's the banger of the album for sure, though. The beat is high energy, like Black Skinhead, I Am a God, Yeezus type production on here. This shit knocks. The singing reminds me of I'm In It. I'm just getting Yeezus all over this thing. Kendrick's rapping, but I'm just blown away by the beat. My internet went out. Oh yeah, my internet went out. So I had to restart. Okay, we're back. Queuing the song back up. Run this shit back. Sounds like he's doing the Young Thug Off the Leash flow. Are we good?
No, we're good.
Do we have to restart the beef?
No, I'm fat. My stomach swiped it. Let's not talk about it. Just keep going. It's depressing.
It sounds like he's doing the Young Thug Off the Leash flow at points from Gucci's Trap Back Part 3 album. But I'm really not caught up in the rapping on this. He's in the pocket. He's doing what he needs to do. But this beat is just... This thing in the monitors was going crazy. That's what I have to say. When you bring this in the car, Mel, did you listen to this album in the car or did you listen in your headphones?
In bed, in headphones.
Okay, when you bring this record to the car, turn this shit all the way up.
Okay,
Crazy.
Well, that would be 39 for me. So
that's all I got to say. It's just the banger of the album. Not my favorite song. Not even my second favorite song. But it's the banger of the album for sure.
Okay.
Off the Leash is better than most of this album.
Oh, you know Off the Leash?
Off the Leash? Yes. It's a goofy song.
Do you agree that's what Kendrick's doing on there?
Oh, I have no clue. I don't know. I heard that song once. This new song once. Yeah. But Off the Leash is like a 8.
When you go back and listen to this one again, if you decide to listen to this one again...
I'm going to play the album a few more times.
You'll hear Kendrick doing the Off the Leash flow at points on this.
Got it. Everyone read their notes?
Yeah.
My notes say this is pushing 5 territory. It sounds like Fashion Week bullshit.
Oh, man. All right.
It sounds like runway model bullshit.
Well, I'm here for it.
Yeah. Well, we can continue. Track 8, Mother I Sober, featuring Beth Gibbons of Portishead, I guess.
Did you listen to Dummy yet, Mel?
Haven't heard Dummy yet.
Fucking classic.
Okay. That's what I've heard.
Fucking classic.
I give this record a flat 7.
7-. Amy.
7+.
Wow.
There it is. Wow. Again. Yeah, he says, I'm sensitive. I feel everything. I said same. He tells a Will Smith-esque story about, I guess, his mom got hands put on her. He thought about getting a gun, and he feels guilty about not acting. Says, you never felt grief till you felt it sober. And I said, oh, what do you know? I always do. I guess I grieve different. Yeah, he said he was an only child for like 7 years, got everything for Christmas. And a very like harrowing story about like people. I assume the same cousin Demetrius from earlier, who's Marianne now. Everyone thought that like Demetrius touched him, and I guess he didn't. And he told the adults that he didn't, but no one believed him when he said he didn't. And we get later on like a lot of that paranoia came from, I guess, his mom being abused when she was young. So like she was looking out.
That reference on the last record.
Yeah,
kind of ties in here.
And I wasn't sure. I think he was saying like his uncle was the one that beat up his mom or something.
No, it wasn't. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I was first listening. I couldn't tell who beat up his mom. I thought it was his uncle or just somebody. Said this record's personal. It's one of those records where I have to remind people I'm not rating good or bad. I'm rating, enjoyment.
What I took, Mel, was the mom was molested as a kid.
Well, yeah, I got that, but she got beat up later, though.
Okay.
I'm saying I didn't know who did that. Yeah, Straight Edge Mel relates to his lines about like not smoking, drinking and stuff. Yeah, he talks about conversations not being addressed in black families. That's true. He uses the phrase psychotic torture, which I appreciated. Now, at the end, I'm not sure exactly what he meant by this, but it's like, here's the thing. He said, free all your abusers. And at this point, I said, all right, relax. Let people arrive at that point if they so wish. You can't make that decision for them. It's like that kind of thing that he does. Cole does this too from time to time. It's like, I'll tell you what to do. Meditate. It's like, all right, look, if that works for you and you want to share that breakthrough with your fans, with the world, that's cool. But you're a big artist and people are dumb. So when you say this, it's presented like this is the way and this is the light and this is what y'all should do. And, it kind of gave me the energy is like that nigga made Billie Jean. You think he touched them kids? It's like,
I think it's particularly egregious too because he's like the way he's doing it, he's like, and everybody like rise up and do it.
Right.
Like, all right,
he had me all the way like free yourself for this and this, and he's like free all your abusers. Like, whoa, hold on, we gotta unpack that first. If they decide to forgive them or not forgive them is honestly up to them. Okay, they're the abused. All right, if that worked for you, forgiveness, great.
I think,
but it's just. I'm done. That's all I got.
I think he's saying for the sake of your own.
No, I know why he's saying it, but I'm saying that might not be applicable for everyone or the best course of action.
Well, I mean, you let go of that.
That's
baggage,
what helped him.
You let go of the baggage by forgiving people.
For some people, yeah, perhaps.
Yeah,
Other people,
that's the best course of action.
Maybe not. People,
it is the best course of action.
Okay. Well, that's how you feel, and that's how Kendrick feels.
Forgiveness, yeah. You gotta.
You ain't always gotta forgive though. Sometimes people cross the line that they can't come back from.
Never mind. I was gonna say.
Sometimes for people, the big breakthrough is just acknowledging the abuse.
You hear these stories about people whose family members get murdered and they like forgive the killers, and like I don't know if I'd necessarily be comfortable with that. If that's what helped them, great. But
yeah, right. If that's what helped them, great. That doesn't apply to everybody, Yeah,
I don't know if I could. If someone killed a family member of mine, God forbid. I don't know if I could be like, oh, you know what? Like the good Lord told me I should forgive you. Man, fuck that. It might be on site for you. Like, you might be on JFK time, really.
All I'm saying is it should be left in the hands of the abused to decide that. Don't
exactly. That's all I'm saying.
I get that he's trying to share what helped him with the world, but it's presented
the way he presents it is like, rise up, everyone, free your abusers. It's like, whoa.
Moulz, what if a guy was like just trying to push NFTs and politics on you? Would you forgive him?
No.
That was a reference. Inside joke stuff.
Jesse.
Look in the chat. I'm sure you picked it up.
No, I know.
Okay.
All right.
Now here we go. Jesse's explaining.
I just want to make sure the joke landed.
You got to give us more credit, Jesse.
It's late.
All right.
You might not have picked up what I was saying. Anyway, let's move on.
All right.
Everyone read their notes?
I gotta say.
No, I haven't said anything.
Oh, got it.
You haven't said anything.
I meant with the notes on this song.
Yeah. You haven't read your notes for this yet.
Okay, so who's going to read their notes next?
The captain.
All right.
The only other rapper I believe who's collaborated with Beth from Portishead is Doom on JJ Doom album. We open this up with piano, some light percussion. This feels like it's going to be the Sing About Me type song of this album. Vulnerable vocal delivery as he discusses his mother. Heavy song, haunting vocals. It's really weird not hearing her as part of the Portishead sound, I guess. Like, you'll hear, Mel, when you hear Portishead, you'll understand what I mean.
Okay.
It's very much a sound, and that's not what this sounds like. In fact, I think it was Ab Soul on his last album. He did something, I think it was a record called like Portishead in the Morning. I don't know if they had anything to do with it beyond the sample, but there's a Portishead sample on Schoolboy Q, Habits and Contradictions, and there's Portishead-esque music on that record I just referenced from Ab Soul. It's like the least Portishead sounding thing I've heard, and they actually got Beth Gibbons, so that kind of took me by surprise. Yeah, he's, discussing, as you mentioned, like family thinking that he got molested, addiction, his mother recommending him therapy, how trauma resurfaced 20 years later. Once again, I appreciate how candid he is and how he's willing to go to places that many others don't want to go to in order to tell their story, start a conversation, etc., even if his approach can sometimes maybe be a little off-putting.
A little heavy-handed.
Yeah, there's a line that he says, every other rapper is sexually abused. He can tell in their face. I'm like, all right, calm down, dude. That's like a bit of a reach.
I don't know.
That was a line that stuck out to me as like, well, I don't know what you're talking about here. And yeah, the end of this record.
It's the classic, like, I've been to therapy for the first time, and now I think my situation applies to everyone.
Right. He's talking about breaking cycles of generational trauma, and then we hear what sounds like Kendrick's child on the track. And again, like the last song, I feel like we're aiming for like a sort of uplifting, happy ending in all of this, but it's delivered in a way that's a bit heavy-handed and misses the mark slightly. So I hit it with that 7-. It doesn't reach the brilliance of a Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst to me, but different kind of record ultimately.
All right. Jesse?
JJ Doom. I know JJ Evans from Good Times. All right.
I know Mike.
Oh, yeah. The crazy thing about him is, like, he's kind of a coon or something. But,
hey.
Yeah.
That man
That's
played...
another story.
Oh, I didn't appreciate him playing me in that MC Hammer video. Oh.
I remember that. That was fucking funny.
Oh, man.
All right. My notes say go to therapy instead of making music like this. Just go to therapy for it. Sex addiction style, I relate, not to the molestation part. More fake art bullshit with all of the build up at the end. That was all. That was it.
Jesse,
yes.
Do you remember Don't Feed the Monster by Homeboy Sandman?
Yes.
There's a record.
Very uncomfortable song.
Yeah, there's a record on there
I
that's
don't need
a lot
to hear
like
about
this.
rappers being molested.
This reminds me of a take I did see on the timeline, which kind of like I get. Somebody was like, yo, Kendrick's insane for trauma dumping on us after 5 years. I guess if you see it like that, it's like, okay.
What we're getting from him, I mean, but at the same time,
I don't mind personally.
I appreciate it. It's kind of what I expect.
Right.
All trauma matters, but I'm more comfortable.
Is it all trauma matters?
Yes. I'm more comfortable if a woman talks about that happened to her as a kid. When a guy says, it just makes me very uncomfortable, even though I've never dealt with it. When a man rapper talks about that, because it's just like so out of the, out of the norm, I guess.
I appreciate people using a platform like music to be candid. That's what it's meant for. It's for self-expression. It's for telling your story. I have no problem with it. The manner in which you deliver those thoughts, however, is up for scrutiny, I think. You're putting out art to the world, and we're not obligated just to like it because you've been through something.
Yeah, homeboy Sandman is just like, oh, I'm a horny man because it's happened to me as a kid.
All right. Down.
Okay.
Calm down.
Get out of here, you fucking bitch. All right.
Why are you Jesus, all right.
Dude.
Okay.
It's a reference to a drop.
I know
but
what
why? It is.
Come on, it's Homeboy. He's a bitch now? Why has he got to be a fucking bitch?
It's a drop. That's all.
He was abused. All right, are we done? Can we move on to the final track here?
Yeah.
Would be nice.
Okay, here we go. Track 9, Mirror.
It's like I'm a mirror. Your mirror's a me.
Not a good song, that song, and this isn't either. 6+.
Oh, get the fuck out of it.
To me.
Yeah.
Moulz and Mel Connect.
Oh, wow.
6+.
8+.
Man.
Okay.
Does Kendrick have a problem ending albums?
No.
Other than, funnily enough, the album I like the least, Damn, has the best ending.
Mortal Man's an embarrassment and it's disrespectful.
Because of the Michael line?
No, because he's talking to someone who's not alive anymore.
That's like the outro to the album.
We know.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's so you can't end albums. He's Spike Lee. You can't end movies.
Look, Real isn't a great ending. Mortal Man is shaky.
Real is great.
Real is horror. I'm real. I'm real.
That's great.
I'm really, really real.
That's great.
Horrible. Has this man ended an album with a single good record? Yeah. Duckworth. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that was a good record. Good rapping.
Duckworth is great. I don't consider Real the ending. I consider Compton the ending. Or was that a bonus song?
Another bad song.
Another bad record. Right.
That's a bad song.
Also not good.
That's a bad song.
Yeah.
Real is a great song to me.
Oh, no way. They're both bad.
Anyway.
Miro.
This is only I said Kodak's back again, huh? All right, look, I said we got to address and reconcile these accusations before we redeem him. It's been said before, by many people, but it's the tug and pull. Because Kendrick, he's acknowledging on the album, like, women being abused, the points that women bring about how toxic man can be in the patriarchy, but, he's also having Kendrick moments. And it's like, yeah, he's human. He always reminds us, it's true, I see it. Lots of contradiction here. But it's like, again, that Kanye energy. It's like the whole thing is narrated by Kodak Black. And it's like, how are we growing from all these traumas and stuff? And it's like, we can't sweep this Kodak stuff under the rug because you're human, because you can't be canceled, because this and that.
Because because we like songs.
Because he's a fellow black man. Like, it doesn't work like that. Okay? Like, I'm not saying we gotta address it. All right. And clearly Kodak hasn't, as far as I know. And that's the issue. Like, has Kodak ever been like, yeah, I did it, or I didn't do it, or I'm learning, or, I messed up? Like, no, he just acts like it didn't happen. He's innocent, whatever. Like, anyway, look, good beat here. I just don't really care for the record. Gave me real, feelings. Mm-hmm. I'm real. But I did like, sorry, I didn't save the world, my friend. I was too busy building mine again, or something like that. I thought that was a great line. But yeah, 6+. That's all I got.
All right. I don't have much. I wrote aquatic beat that kind of turns into something almost flashing lights adjacent once the hook comes in. Good music. The words aren't totally connecting with me here yet. I choose me, I'm sorry, is the refrain. Then he starts rapping about 2 minutes into the song with kind of the album thesis. Talks about having a kid, going to therapy, marital strife, etc. Strings sound good. That's it. I mean, kind of a anticlimactic ending to the album.
Yeah. Jesse?
My notes say beautiful ending that sounds like Pharrell. I would have loved if the whole album was like this. He shed the facade. And then I wrote the line that Mel said, sorry I didn't save the world. I was too busy building mine again.
Yeah. All right. Well, can we rate this thing?
76% for me.
76% weighted?
Yeah.
Okay. How many songs did you like?
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this was a
15 out of
10
18.
out of 18. Okay. So you
Wait.
liked all but 3 songs.
Oh, okay. 15 you liked out of 18?
Yeah.
Okay. The mark is back. He is.
They were mostly 7s. They were not. That's not marking out.
Well, yeah, every song I liked was a 7. There were no 8s. 10 out of 18, 55% takeaway. I like 55% of the album. 118 out of 180 possible points, 65% average. 65 was 55, added up, divided by 2. 60% weighted for me, or 6 out of 10.
Better than Illmatic.
Yeah. Moulz?
I gave it an 11 out of 18. 61% takeaway. 114 out of 180. For a 63% average rating. Gave me a 62% weighted. What do you give it, Mel?
60.
So that would give us a 61%. Just pretending.
If it went on the board, it would be a 61%.
Which would put it currently, at the time of this recording, above LL Cool J Radio and below Blue in Exile, Below the Heavens. Take that, Jesse. It would be the new number 76 album on the board.
Yeah, Below the Heavens is better than this.
Yeah, by... Hold on.
Below the Heavens is better than a lot of them damn albums, or whatever.
Let me see. Below the Heavens. Sorry, I get lost because I don't remember. There it is. It's currently number 75. This would be number 76. And
YouTube recommending the entire Kendrick album to me. Like
y'all
every
have
track.
not rated 74 albums better than that, or whatever.
Apparently we have.
Apparently you haven't.
So
we have. No, we have.
What was my opening line?
Jesse, we're glad that you think it's great.
What was
and
my
all
opening line from this
classic, all of
episode?
that. You were mad at that guy on Twitter.
For me to you go fuck yourself. I love you guys, but let's
look. We invite you to keep loving that album.
Don't be blue. We haven't exiled you from the show or anything. Speak your truth. Raw thoughts.
Oh man! Wow. Okay. Yeah. All right. Look, I gotta put this thing together.
Been blue. All right. Lock this.
No, that's me. I ain't never been blue. I'm a virgin.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, you know where to find us. Rap Rankings. Enjoy the show.
Then Moulz, you said, I am Moulz.
That was great. That was an 8. Maybe a 9. All right.
Anyway, this is okay.
It's supposed to be just OJ.
Oh, okay.
I messed it up. So.
OJ Rich.
Look, all this, and we still don't know what OK Llama means. All right.
Yes, we
and
do.
then K, and then Lamar.
We know about. Okay.
Why is it okay? It doesn't make any sense. Just accept it. All right?
It's a new message board and website for Llama Beats.
Right.
And
okay,
Kendrick Lamar
let's
signing
go.
out.
All right. Peace. Love all that. See you later.